Welcome to another episode of Bussin with the Boys. This is episode 332. My name is Will Compton. Alongside me, co-hosting as always, is Taylor Lewan. This is the Zach Top episode. Before we jump into the Zach Top episode, we do about, how long was the intro, Mitch? About an hour intro, recapping the weekend, talking about Taylor's first pitch, our trip to St. Louis, being at the UFC, breaking down everything. By the way, to all the dads out there, happy Father's Day this weekend. Also a reminder, first episode of the new For the Dads podcast hosted by myself. Alongside me, and that will be Sherman Young. That drops tomorrow morning. You can buy Father's Day merch at bwtb.com. We have hats, we have shirts, we have everything all around the merchandise, the commerce level at bwtb.com. If you want to support the boys, you want to support your dad and get him a little gift for Father's Day this weekend, that will all be on bwtb.com. We will get into the intro. We will get into Zach Top. This was an incredible interview. You listen to Zach Top's music, you're going to understand the personality behind the music, and he is one of the boys to the point to where we were talking about dry humping in high school. It's a great interview. It's a great conversation. You guys are going to enjoy it, and no matter where you at, wherever you are right now consuming this content, consuming this podcast, make sure you're subscribed on YouTube, Apple, Spotify, Google Play, wherever you're listening to the boys or watching the boys. Please make sure you are supporting us and subscribing to our channel. Let's get into it. Big hugs, tiny kisses.
All right, we're good.
Be like, bussin' with the boys, hanging with the fellas, betting on a game. No woman's gonna tell us what to do, and I've been over here just drinking beer and making that noise. Baby, I'm hanging with the fellas, bussin' with the boys.
Bro.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Bussin' with the Boys. This is episode 332. We have a very special episode for you today. Jump into a lot of stuff, but as always, Bussin' with the Boys is presented by FanDuel Sportsbook. FanDuel is America's #1 sportsbook. Guess what? The NBA Finals, they're underway at this moment. We've seen the Pacers secure a wild comeback debut. We've seen SGA, who I did say was going to get the NBA Finals MVP. He dropped 30 points. Not once, twice. We call that back-to-back. And with the series headed to Indiana, things might get a little bit crazier. But if you think you know how things are going to play out, FanDuel has an NBA profit boost for every game of the NBA Finals. Whether it's SGA to drop 30 or Halliburton to pick up 10 plus assists, be sure to use Profit Boost tokens for an even bigger payday. Just head to FanDuel.com/Bussin' to download America's #1 sportsbook and get in on the action. FanDuel, official sports betting partner of the NBA. Beautiful. Love FanDuel. Phenomenal people, phenomenal program. Everybody in who sports gambles, that's the place to go. I will say, when I was in New Jersey, I found out there was a casino. Fun fact, FanDuel, I gave you back some of that money you gave us. I will just say that. We'll just get into that's about it. Not too much, but enough that hurt me a little bit.
My parlay hit.
Yeah. Let's give Will a round of applause. UFC parlay hits.
The drought is over.
The drought is over. For you.
Yeah, for myself.
You. Yeah,
yes.
yeah. The UFC.
Personally, my drought is over.
Because it's been a while, right? You were on a tough little streak there. Hockey, basketball.
I want to say it was the first parlay I've won.
Don't say since March Madness.
I think,
Yeah, maybe
but I
since
think
March.
that
I was going to say this year, but if I won one in March Madness, then got that one.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't put too many together. However, I've been very gun shy because of my luck. And Joe Pfeiffer, Kayla Harrison, and Marab.
Marab, by the way, put it on absolute display.
Cashed.
The minute that fight ended, Will looks me in the eyes and goes, "That's a champion for a very long time." But then they say about parlays. When you're in a slump, what do?
Just keep
swinging.
Keep swinging.
Keep swinging. Which brings me to my next subject that everybody in the entire world wants to talk about.
It's hard to beat a guy that refuses to quit.
It's hard to beat a guy that refuses to quit. And I am now taking that on for myself.
Moment of silence.
For what?
Moment of silence, your debacle, embarrassing first
Moment of silence
pitch
for my athletic career.
on Thursday.
It officially ended on Thursday.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's talk about it, boys. So we fly into St. Louis on Thursday. Vibes are so high. We're going to the Cardinals game. Then after that, we're headed over to First Form. Going to check out everything all over the place. Form energy is coming out. We're a part of this massive thing where Anheuser-Busch, Dana White, First Form are coming together as a three-headed monster, fueled by Bussin with the Boys to promote and just kick down the door of energy drinks on energy drinks.
Here's what they're doing. Anheuser-Busch, Dana White, First Form, they're making a baby and they're making us the godparents.
We're the godparents.
We're the godparents,
right,
of this baby of Form Energy.
For some reason, if Dana White, First Form, and a 165-year organization that's in the absolute staple, as an absolute staple of America goes down, then we take over.
Yeah.
We got to get that in writing first, but right now it's more of a figurative deal. So the vibes are super high. We land in St. Louis. I'm actually already a little impressed. I don't know what to expect. I hear the way Will talks about Bonterra. I know it's 45 minutes away, but I'm just thinking to myself, the state of Missouri, show me. And guess what? They showed me.
They showed out.
They showed out. Pull up. Chrissy Baby's in the car. He's got himself a nice all blacked out vehicle for us. We walk in. There's First Form stuff everywhere. And we're talking about the first pitch that's about to take place. There's Garrett was with us. He's doing the vlog. I'm telling him, buddy, when I was, 11, 12 years old and I used to step on the mound in Little League, I was throwing fucking heat. I threw heat back in the day. $1 Million Arm, 5-cent head. That's a Bull Durham reference if you guys don't know that. And I would literally, I threw a no-hitter.
Catch me up on your baseball career, because I feel like I was first under the impression that you were 12 and getting on the mound. The impression I had of you playing baseball was you didn't like baseball. When you got hit, you quit. You were scared.
So there's
of
different
baseball.
things. Yeah, so there's different things. In the field, I enjoyed the defensive portion of baseball. I did struggle with the confidence, the courage of stepping into a pitch in the batter's box as a young child. But I did it as most American young boys did, right? I hit the T-ball early. My father had me out in the backyard. We would play catch periodically, mostly on the weekdays when he got off of work, catch a nice little meal and then go outside. I was always a fast young lad. Then I realized my speed would translate into the outfield. Then I figured out I'm taller than the rest of these kids. My dad puts me on the mound. Had a little whip, had a little zip in my arm. And so as I get older and older, I played from 5 to 11 or 12. I can't remember. I ended 12 or 12 was my last season. Was on a AAA baseball team. AAA travel Arizona baseball team. Silverhawks. We were fucking awful. But your boy was on that team. And we traveled all over the place and did that. There was a thing that took place, like a little league. They brought all the teams from Arizona, or it's like an invite thing. You get invited, and all these kids, they have a home run derby, fastest pitch, all these things. I ran the bases, and I have a plaque that I hope my dad brings to the dad combine that says Taylor Lewan, fastest 12-year-old baseball player in the state of Arizona. So I won that. So baseball was a part of my life. I had a Yankees banner.
Now, was there like you qualify and you keep going to state and then you win at running the bases or something?
No, this is in high school. This is like it's not as cool as the plaque it says. Like you kind of got there.
You were like fast on the team. They gave you
every
a plaque.
Every team gave put out their fastest player, and I just happened to be the fastest player of all the team's players. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So 12 hits, puberty hits. I start becoming a skid. I'm running dirt bikes. I'm smoking half-smoked cigarettes out of a Target ashtray. And then, I so on and so forth, end up finding football. That was kind of the last time I played baseball, but always enjoyed catch. Always enjoyed ripping it up. I think I've played catch with probably all of you at some point in our lives, in our time to be together. So when we go to this Cardinal game, I'm fired up. We threw the pitch at the Sounds. I was nervous about that. Just kind of tossed it in there, whatever. This time I'm thinking, I'm going to house this thing in here. And it might go a million different directions, but we're at the end of the day, we're going to go, hey, that was a fast pitch.
Yeah.
That was my thought process.
The entire pregame was like, I'm just going to throw it as hard as I can.
Right.
I don't care if I miss the strike zone. I'm just going to throw it as hard as I can. And we're going to see what happens.
Yeah. So we get to the Cardinal Stadium. It's incredible. I mean, they have a little area
Baseball
where all the people hang out, where there's really a FanDuel sports book. Then there's a First Form banner, and then the stadium in the center field just says Budweiser. Like, we're literally sitting here being like, we're home. We're home. This is amazing. This is everything Bussin with the Boys is backed by, is a part of, that we believe in. everything's going our way.
The people were great. Shout out Adam
Yeah.
Freudel, the entire team of the St. Louis Cardinals that was kind of hosting us. Shout out the boy Kyle, who was ripping with Chris.
Yeah.
We had a good St. Louis squad.
We had a
around us,
great
man.
St. Louis squad. And who was the baseball player that you knew that you got tickets for Shane's thing?
Lars.
Lars. So we see Lars. Lars is a homie. He's sitting there like, this is dude. MLB cat, cut off shirt, cocked to the side, just kind of hanging out, being a fan of us. And I'm thinking, this bro, you're a baseball player. Like this is, you're in a totally different world than us.
Bro.
But you're on you're on a major league baseball team, which is one of the hardest. If you look at the path of getting to a professional sport, baseball could arguably be the hardest. Maybe hockey as well. I'm sure soccer has theirs, but I don't know a lot about soccer. We go in and we see their hitting process, their hitting meeting.
Yeah, Lars like, do you guys want to come to the hitting meeting?
Yeah.
Yeah, if we're allowed to.
And we sit there and we're like, we're watching these guys go over the pitcher. When he has the glove towards like more his belly button, it's going to be like a changeup. When it's a little bit higher, that's a fastball or something else.
Something. And if somebody's on second base, if you can get tipped off on this, you'll do a sign. Well, we don't want to give up the signs.
Well, you're right.
You know what I'm
It
saying?
was
They
the
put
other
their hand out to
team.
the right.
Yeah.
They put their hand out to the right. I'm just saying.
There's just a lot more that goes into the detail of baseball than I realized. Like, I assume they probably like watch film and stuff, but not to the level of detail that they're sitting there talking about.
And if you're playing as many games in baseball as you do a year, I don't know how much time they're sitting there, doing the recovery process, hitting the gym, like watching the film. As a dumb football player, I think, hey, these boys just go out and play. God given. As I assume a lot of people who watch football are like, these boys just show up on Sunday. Like, what a life they have, right? So it's very cool to see behind the curtain. Pozo, I believe I'm saying his name wrong. I can almost guarantee you I'm saying his name wrong, is a catcher for the Cardinals. He's hitting there. Boy's got a fucking trunk on him. Let's go ahead and turn that off. Boy's got an absolute trunk on him as he's doing some BP. He walks out and puts his bat down. And I go to grab the bat, but a second, I'm like, I know these boys are stitious, like a different level of stitious. So I don't touch the bat. Pozo walks back up. I go, hey, I was about to touch your bat, but I didn't want to. And he gets very serious face with me. He's like, yeah, don't do that. I go, how superstitious are you? He goes, put it this way. I'm wearing the same pair of underwear I've worn the whole entire season.
Since game one.
So these guys are fucking about it. We go outside. I ask for a glove.
Shits in the same stall. He only shits in one stall.
Yep.
Period. Same shower slot, same stall.
That's kind of what it looks like. Actually, it's a way cooler version.
So we get out to the field.
We're playing a little catch. We're not allowed to go on the grass yet because the field's crew, they got their whole little deal too. And we're just kind of tossing the ball back and forth. No gloves, so we can't really throw it hard. And we're throwing, and then all of a sudden we get up there. I think we're throwing the first pitch out. Turns out we're throwing like the fifth and sixth pitch out.
Yep.
So kids go out. These two kids that go out first, rockets. Those things right down the middle. They were beautiful throws.
It was cool too because like the kids are just elated to be there, and then ripping one from the mound.
We were too. We were very.
No, I know, but I'm saying they're like
young lads.
They're in
young
the
baseball
prime
fans.
of just oh my gosh, what is this?
Right.
Moment. You know what I
right.
mean?
Someday I'm gonna be back up here type of moment.
Yeah.
That's the moment.
They're watching Field of Dreams right now, getting motivated even more about baseball.
Then we're sitting there, and as we're like kind of waiting to get the announcers calling up the next two people, they're like, hey, who wants to go first? And we're kind of looking at each other and go, I'll go first. Yeah. I am 0% worried about this. 0% worried about stepping on the mound. We go up there, they call our names. We're doing Will's pose the whole time, staying in character, walk up there. I don't know who the guy catching the ball is. I don't know his last name, but I look at him and I say to him, hey, just so you know, I'm going to throw the ball as hard as I fucking can. I say that to him, and he goes, okay. Could not have given less of a fuck about what I just said to him. Could not have cared any more or any less. I get up to the mound. I stand up there. I'm so confident. I feel so good about this. I think I'm about to catch a contract. And I do my little league as much as I remember, wind up and the pitch. And as the ball is leaving my hand, bro, I know this is not fucking good. This is not good. I don't know if it slipped or what it was. The trajectory of the ball obviously did not go the way we wanted. It was horrendous. It was fucking terrible. I am so mad at myself. I'm not just mad at myself for me and my athletic ability now being in question throughout the entire world. I'm sorry to the offensive linemen out there who our whole lives, hey, we've been the chubby kid. Go in the corner. Hey, you're going to block. Don't worry. It's really cool. You're the backbone of the football team. They tell you all these little phrases to make you feel better. And you just want to show everybody, listen, bro, I truly am an athlete. You just don't get it. And I'll figure it out eventually. I had every offensive line, every chubby kid was on my back. Maybe that's why I failed. But every chubby kid figuratively was on my back as I threw that ball. And I shit the bed. I shit the bed. Taught myself 10 push-ups.
You proved you're a great offensive lineman, bro. You proved you were a great offensive lineman.
I was like, yeah, we had a good time with it. Will had his nice little conversation in the car with me. The boys obviously did their thing. I see Brad LeBrat, who's one of our boys. If you remember the wrist stream, he was a part of. He's the autistic kid that sat in the corner. I walk in, he daps up Will. The first thing he says is, "That was fucking awful, Taylor." Like,
he said that was dog shit.
He was dog shit. That was dog shit. So we got to deal with this the rest of the weekend. By the way, Will, your pitch. No one will ever talk about how great that was.
Yeah, it goes unknown, man. After following up on what you threw, but here's what I want to show. You see how I get that arm back, how I whip that arm back, I pull it through. Can you go back to Taylor's? See how yours, you kind of keep it up in front of you. Your entire body is going that way.
Yeah.
You're stiff as a board. You can't get your body around. You got to get your hips around.
Yeah, my T-spine.
Yeah, you got to get that T-spine mobility.
Rotate my T-spine.
But it's like you're standing up on the mound, and I was before Garrett's like, "Are you nervous?" I was like, "Oh, not really." But internally, you're starting to walk out there, and you feel, you have all these people watching you, and you're just standing on the mound. You feel like you're standing on an island by yourself, and everybody's far away from you. They can't engage with you whatsoever, and it's just you and the catcher. And in those moments is when the lights come on, and you either put on a show or you fold. And yeah, I think that was like an 84-mile-an-hour sinker that I seeded in there. And it felt good because I saw what happened with Taylor right before. When even, like, I wasn't as nervous when you threw that pitch, but also I'm like, yeah, I guess anything can happen out here. So it kind of sets in, the pressure sets in a little bit more. So I felt like I was carrying a lot of pressure. I'm just reminding myself, grip and rip. Grip and rip, old boy, you got this. And, the rest kind of takes care of itself.
Well, one little detail before you guys hit the mound.
Beautifully said.
One detail before y'all hit the mound. Will
I hate
said,
that was you before, but that's kind of my mentality going into this thing. When I zoom out and think about it, like, that is what I think about those moments. Very high pressure. And this is where...
Not meant for everybody.
Yeah, not meant for everybody. This is where the men separate from the boys. That's what I would... Honestly, like, that's me objectively saying that if you were no part of this conversation. I wish you weren't, but I hate that you were right before me.
Right. Yeah, you hate for me that I have to be on the other side of being a boy instead of a man.
Yeah.
Okay. What were you going to say, G?
Will did sneak in right before y'all went out there that this was his third time throwing out the first pitch.
It's my third time.
Experience does go a long way.
Yeah,
experience goes a long way. Yeah,
it was technically my second throw because the second one I did, my mom threw it. But it was my third time being out there, kind of feeling the noise, feeling the pressure. Right. So the night before, I was doing some mental, just envisioning what this can look like and feel like.
I'd like to say, in the world I grew up in, my mom, she did reining for a little bit professionally. And when you get these horses ready to go and show at these like big events, the fraternity's the biggest, you would go to a regular spot, you would invite a bunch of friends over, get them really rowdy and put up banners. So the horse can kind of feel what it's like to be in that environment. Yeah. I guess I didn't do that for my own horse, my internal horse.
Wednesday night, I was doing breath work. I was envisioning what the hops would smell like around me being in St. Louis, Missouri, the arch behind me, the crowd, people feeling distant, not close enough. And you just got to take in the dirt underneath your feet, the grass surrounding around you, that perfect grass that they wouldn't let us step on. You got to feel the ball in your hands, and you just got to send it. You got to grip and rip.
Yeah, well, he's doing that Wednesday night. I'm figuratively out in the bar, gooning, doing whatever.
People
not watching film. I'm out here thinking, I'm on ball tomorrow, it don't matter.
Yeah.
And not realizing that the preparation that takes place before the pitch is what truly makes the pitch what it is.
When people say, Will, that was a great first pitch, in my mind, I'm thinking, I've already thrown that pitch 1,000 times.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that's the mentality I need to take on at this moment in time right now. I need to be better.
You'll get redemption.
There's no doubt about it. I've already had
You've been training.
Should I say the MLB team that's already reached out?
Keep it tight to the vest. Because we don't know exactly what we're doing with it all.
We don't know exactly what we're doing, but we have had multiple teams reach out about me having my redemption. Want to say thank you to those teams. And at a later date, we will give out those teams' names. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to make this right.
And no matter what, that final boss has got to be at Busch Stadium.
Yes, there's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it.
You got to go back to that fear.
Here's what sucks. you throw that pitch, your boys chirp you, you're having fun, we're having a good time, the internet gets on you, and you're like, okay, this is great. And we all know in the game of the internet, eventually there'll be a new news story. Like, interestingly enough, Elon Musk and Trump start going at it.
You take over there.
3 hours later, I am now, yeah. So is that a deep state move? I don't know. It's not for me to say. It's not for me to, exactly.
Maybe
Musk
you're
and Trump,
yeah.
one's calling a guy a pedophile, the other one's not really saying a whole, it's a weird deal. All of a sudden my pitch comes out.
Yeah.
And I did think that ball was a little slippery when they handed it to me.
For algorithm's sake, maybe Elon tapped in. We need a distraction while all this other stuff is going on.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to keep putting this in front of everybody's eyes.
Yeah. Shout out to Elon. But yeah, man, you feel it. You have the internet, do what it's doing, and you think, all right, we're good. But I didn't realize, like, people say that was a lot like 50 Cent's pitch. True. Absolutely, the trajectory of the ball was very similar. Here's the difference between me and 50 Cent. One of us hasn't been shot 9 times, and one of us wasn't a 3-time Pro Bowler football player, right? So it's okay if the guy who got shot 9 times and became super famous for rapping and starting a vitamin water company.
He could have been an athlete growing up.
It's okay, though, if he didn't. The athlete who's expected to do athletic things steps on the mound and does the same exact thing. We got a fucking problem, okay? Because I get to first form. I'm meeting Sal. I'm meeting Andy, the boys. Like, the vibes are high. But you can just feel there's just little something in the air. And Sal makes a comment about my pitch, which I love. I love the chirp. We're back and forth. He had a couple bad takes himself. We're having a good time. Later, new group of people makes another comment about the ball thing. Great fun. We're having a good time, right? It's all good. This is an amazing facility. Look at how much you've built. You're the man. Blah, blah. Sal is an unbelievable dude. Does it a third time. He does it a third time. I go, hey, listen, we're sitting where their sauna and their little recovery areas.
Yeah.
I go, he said something about the ball again. I go get a ball. Just pointed at some random guy. I had no idea who. Hey, can you get a ball and a glove? And I made Sal go out and have a catch with me. And in the first ball I threw, he's like, oh, okay. You know how to throw a baseball. And that is the problem, right? Because there's a lot of people who still think I dated Jeffree Star. And at the end, and what hurts more than that is there's going to be a lot of people in 20 years that think Taylor Lewan can't throw a baseball. I'm going to get my redemption. When I get my redemption, great. Not everybody's going to see it. And that's all right. I have to come to terms with that, right? Taylor, you failed for a PED. Mike Vrabel set me down. He goes, listen, here's the deal. 50% are going to believe you. 50% aren't. That's the world I have to live in with this now.
I think a question of the internet is people are wondering if you are actually left-handed. Just based on your form and the way you kind of throw.
Yeah.
At times it does look awkward when you throw something.
Yeah, at times it does. And I got a stiff shoulder. I got a tight little shoulder. I dislocated this elbow in 2012. So there's some mechanical things going on with the left side of my body. That's not great. That being said, I can throw a ball. Yes, I am left-handed.
There are also people on the internet wondering if this was a bit and you were faking it.
No. Unfortunately, Derrick Henry texted me and Will.
He was pressing hard. He wouldn't let
He's
it go.
like,
He's
bro,
like, no, man, that's
I
not real.
know this is fake. Because Derrick and I have played catch before. Derrick and I have spent a lot of years together. In a lot of years, there's been a ball around. What do you do with your boy? Sometimes with the ball around, you just pick it up, toss it, we're having a conversation. That has happened with me and Derrick countless times. And Derrick would not let it go that was a bit. He wanted to believe in me so bad that he could not come to terms with the fact that I fucked up throwing a baseball.
Good friend.
Great friend.
Yeah.
How do people explain to their kids what they witnessed on Thursday?
I think this is better for people to explain to their kids. I think it's better for guys who don't play sports anymore, live the glory days in high school, to sit there and show their kids, this is a professional athlete. I can throw a ball better than them. For anybody who's looking out there who has a young boy, has a young daughter that's into baseball, this is a big opportunity for you to get some street cred.
Yeah.
I suggest you take them out, go have a catch today. The problem is explain this to my kids. That is going to be the problem.
So I have a follow-up question.
So, and I'll get to that follow-up question when I'm done answering this one. Tuesday, I'm outside with my kids playing catch. Tell them, hey, get your elbow up a little bit. No, don't under toss it to me. But you put your elbow, throw it to daddy regular. Throw it to daddy regular. I want to go inside. We can go inside when you hit me in the chest 5 times and you catch it 5 times. Once we do that, we can go inside. I'm having that conversation. God forbid somebody shows that to my kids. Okay? Respect's gone. Anytime they want to go out and play ball, they'll just go, all right, Dad. Yeah. Do you want some pointers yourself? Like, that's what I'm going to deal with Wind Rebel Lewan and Willow Rose Lewan. Those poor kids have no idea how much their father has let down their family. All right. Let's not forget about the Four Nations tournament. When America and Canada are going at it, those of you who are watching for the first time, maybe here to see Zach Top, might think, Taylor, why does Canada matter? My wife's from Canada. They do a softball league every single year. Pat Gallagher, he watches. He's a sweet man. Been farming his whole life. Picking peaches. What am I going to say to him when I see him in July? Huh? Hey, sorry. You've been asking me to be a part of your baseball team for 4 separate years. I'm sure that invite's gone. All right. How do I walk around the town of Kelowna and not get laughed at, giggled at, tarred and feathered, having cabbage thrown at me? Walked into UFC in Newark. Some guy hit me with OH. I go, oh yeah, buddy, you haven't been to news. He goes, how about that pitch though? You're fucking right.
Donald Trump shakes my hand and then looks at Taylor and then walks past him.
Walk past.
That's so disappointed.
I go, oh, Mr. President, remember the podcast? He goes, remember that throw? And kept going. DJT.
He said that?
Said it. Looked at me. Scoffed. He goes, you call yourself an American? Thought you were a big, strong man. Looks like you're a little boy. Looks like you're a little boy. Can't throw a ball, are you? Yeah. And then he went like this. And this figuratively, my chest right here. You're not good enough. And he walked away. Yeah. That's what my life is now, boys. That's what my life is now. Okay, so while you guys lay your head in your pillows at nights, remember, at least you're not me. Okay? Because I'm in hell. And there's only one thing I can do. Pick up a ball and start throwing. All right? Internet wants to be mean? Good. I'll pick up the ball and I'll start throwing. All right? My daughters.
Let me know when I can ask the next question.
Pick up the ball and start throwing. That's what this is. Go ahead, Will.
So, if I can remember, when you're in these teaching moments with your daughters or anybody out there having a teaching moment with their kids versus having a moment of being like, I can throw a ball better than him, what angle should they take? Hey, he can't throw a ball and he's just got to keep working and keep practicing, and sometimes it's just going to happen? Or do they have the approach of, hey, no, he actually can throw a ball. The moment was just way too big, and here's how we're going to work on our mentality to kind of hone in all of the pressure. Like out of those two options.
I don't know if I fully. So you're talking about if somebody else is in my situation? So if somebody's talking about my situation. It's
essentially you can't throw a baseball, or the moment was way too big and you got to work on it. You're either working on the skill of throwing or you're working on the mental of being like, hey, your body knows what to do. Let's get your mind out of the way of it.
And you're talking to me. Like you're like, oh, this is how I would approach coaching Taylor.
No, I'm asking, like, how can people use it as a teaching tool for their kids? Like, how would you talk to your daughters about it? Like, is it, hey, daddy can't throw a baseball, or no, daddy shriveled under the lights? I would,
if my kids were in this situation and I was talking to my kids, I would say, listen, this is what happens when you don't prepare. This is what happens when you think you're good enough without putting in the work. You put in the work, you get better results. All right? Preparation is the key. All right? Losers do a little bit of work and expect to win, while winners do all the work they possibly can and still think they're going to lose. Let's be fucking winners. That's what I would tell my kids.
Daddy was a loser on that.
Daddy was a fucking loser. By the way, called my wife after the next day. We're talking about it. I don't realize the kids are in the car. And I said, fucking.
Oh.
Hey, you know what I hear? I hear Whitten go, Dad, fucking's a bad word. Can't say fucking. Yeah, you're right, sweetie. Just when you think you can't get any lower, right? Just when you think you hit ground zero.
That's when you got to get off the phone.
Turns out there's a little more dirt.
That's when you got to get off the phone and flip that on Taylor. And like, hey, you've got to let me know.
Yeah.
If I'm on speakerphone.
Can I be 100% honest? I knew they were in the car. I forgot they were in the car, and I still did it. I start telling a story, CTE brain kicks up. All of a sudden, all the nasty comments are in my head, rewrites my brain, men in blacks me, and now all of a sudden I'm saying fucking in front of my kids.
You're in a mental storm right now.
We're in a storm. Be like the buffalo. I will be a buffalo in the storm.
We interrupt this episode because we are brought to you by Neutral Vodka Seltzer. Have you tried Neutral? If not, you are missing out. Neutral is so much better than any other seltzer that I've ever tried, and it's made with real vodka and real juice. That's what makes it delicious. Neutral comes in a variety of flavors. A couple of our personal favorites, Taylor: orange, black cherry.
Tell them about the new ones.
The new one, strawberry and lime. Neutral is the perfect drink to bring when hanging with friends because it is such a crowd pleaser. Whether you're watching a game at the bar with your boys, in the backyard with friends and family, or at a tailgate, bring Neutral. They will love it. Neutral. Keep it tasty. Weekend overall was great.
Great weekend.
It was one for the books. I know we say that a lot, but it was truly. Taylor and I are going home after our flight yesterday, and it's like you go to the Cardinal baseball game, which was A+. The First Form facility, Sal and Andy Frisella, being around that entire culture and environment, A+. Going to Anheuser-Busch, having our live show, it was like 3,000 people that were there to listen to us talk to Dana White and Andy Frisella to launch Form Energy. That was an A+. The tours, getting to drink the beer out of the massive tanks, the freshest beer that you will ever taste in your life. A+. Get on a plane with Dana to fly to Newark that night on Friday night. That was an A+. The night getting our hotel, that was an F. That was an absolute debacle.
That's an expulsion from school.
But going to the UFC, going to UFC 316, also an A+.
A+.
It was an incredible weekend.
It was. It really. And Will said in the beginning, we've said this a lot lately. Like every trip we've gone, like, man, one for the books, top 5, this and the other. Like the experiences we get to have doing the show are just getting better and better every single year, every single month, every single trip. It's just awesome. And even in situations like the hotel situation, which we'll dive into. You get done with that and you're like, let me zoom out a second. Let me look at this whole weekend as a whole. That still doesn't even fucking, that's like a little flesh wound. That's not doing nothing to us. Because that was a brutal situation. However, all the things we're able to get done. Like going to Anheuser-Busch, that's been a business in America for 165 years, getting able to sit on those hollowed grounds, which is like the Hogwarts of fucking beer, bro.
I mean, it did have that vibe, like on that campus.
I literally thought like there was going to be some DUIs given out on broomsticks. That's how much Hogwarts-esque it was. And we get there and we do this live show and we have the powerhouse of Dana White. We have Andy Frisella who's sitting there, who's a powerhouse in himself. And then this entire backing of all these massive fans in this facility. And we get to sit here and have a conversation and they're into it.
Yeah.
To get after this energy drink that I have no doubt is not only a great quality, but is going to kick down the door of this world.
Form Energy is going to crush.
Fire.
It was raining too.
It was raining and they're standing out in the rain.
Embracing the suck.
Yeah. And just even after, like, we're sitting after the live show and it's Brendan, the CEO of Anheuser-Busch, it's the Frisellas, it's Dana, me and Will, and the boys. And the conversations that are taking place, Will's asking great questions like, hey, what was the headache when you guys were doing this? Because from the moment, the inception, the thought of, hey, we should do an energy drink to an energy drink being launched was 207 days. So a lot of different things had to happen and in a quick pace for all that to get done. And that shit is fucking badass, man.
Yeah.
Get to see the horses.
I'm a real mid-tier like energy drink consumer, and those First Form energy drinks taste incredible. Yeah. They're so good.
Great.
We need to get
I
a
know,
couple
it's hard to
pallets.
pick. Grape and orange have been my two favorites right now.
We need to get a Bussin Berry.
Yeah, we were pitching them.
Yep.
Pitching about a
limited
Bussin
time
Berry.
offer, LTO as they say.
An LTO,
An
an
LTO.
RTD.
Yep. Well, that's but dude, it was awesome. It really was. And then just being able to like do the taste test. It's Dana's crew. It's our crew. We're sitting there drinking out of these giant barrels of beer that are just like as perfect as you can possibly be. You feel like Frank the Tank, dude. As soon as it hits your lips, you're like, God, this is fucking.
Because it's like this will be the only time you have it where it's unpasteurized. Is that right?
Yeah, unpasteurized.
Before it heats up, and then they put in bottles and cans and everything else.
And then you think about the process too. It's like you bottle it, whatever, it's been pasteurized, and then it goes in a truck. That truck goes to a place, it gets hot, then it goes back into a cold, then it finally gets to the spot it's going to. You take it out, you bring it home. So there's a bunch of steps that have to go into before you drink it. Buddy, we're going to the source and having these things. Then we do this taste test upstairs. They have this book that is like every person who's been in this room since like 1986, because this is a new book, has signed that we've been there. And we take up half a damn page.
Yeah.
Dana's throwing out hundreds and we're putting hundreds down. He's signing it. We're signing it. We're putting, hey, that $1 from Jack, whatever, also from us. He takes another 100 out from Bussin' with the Boys. We put supplied by Dana. And it's just like a good time. Everyone's just feeling it. Rush back to the hotel, go get on this insane plane, have amazing conversation, just a feast.
Some people were on that plane.
Who was the real loser winner though in this situation?
Yeah, honestly. To give context, Will, Taylor, and Garrett went on Dana's PJ. There was not enough room. I willingly stayed back because I'm a team player.
But grudgingly stayed back.
Willingly stayed back.
You did.
And in the moment, you're like, oh, man, it'd be sweet to be on the PJ. Garrett sent me photos. He's like, hey, I'm not trying to be a dick right now, but I have to show you this photo. It's a full plate of steaks and all the fixings. And so in my head, I'm like, I mean, that sucks. I've got to have some cool experiences, so I'm not mad. But then Garrett calls me at like 2 a.m. or actually I call him. And he's like, this night turned into absolute hell. He's like, we should have never left St. Louis. The hotel bookings, I guess, something happened. The reservations get lost. The boys are up for 2 hours trying to find any hotel in Jersey to stay at. So I think we both, we had our
took some
fun.
L's along the way.
Yeah.
It's kind of like our first one because you go from riding this high and then you're flying this jet and we get out of, what's the little place called? Yeah, American Signature.
Yeah.
And we walk out and Dana and his team, they got all these black cars lined up and we're kind of just standing with our bags and we got this busted little minivan that pulls up for our Uber. We hop in, we go to this ran down Hampton Inn. It's got barracks. It's got a cop sitting outside for security all day, all night around. And we walk in, we're like, hey, we're here to check in. Taylor's like, last name Lewan. It could be under Lewan, Hargis, Compton. And he's like, can you show me your confirmation number? Taylor and Garrett pull out their phone and give him the confirmation number. He's like, it seems like your card got declined or didn't go through. Like, I don't have a reservation on here. Therefore, we don't have rooms for you guys. Taylor's like, can we get 3 rooms for the night? He's like, oh, we're all sold out. And this is at like 2:30
he says
in the
I'm
morning.
like liar.
Yeah.
You're a liar.
2:30 in the morning. And it was dark and ominous in this lobby. You had a couple different animals. A dude that looked like what did I say? Patty the Batty on meth.
Yeah.
And then another cat who
Guy had like
this,
sores on the back of his legs. He's
Yeah.
like getting a towel and some toiletry bags, and the guy like brings it out to him.
Yeah.
And he just moves it to the side and then continues to walk around the lobby.
We're in a weird spot and we sit down and I'm like, so the work begins. And we start looking for different hotels. And at this point in time, it's 2:30 in the morning. So you're looking to book hotels and, we're from the digital age. You're trying to book it online, but there's nothing that you can book because Friday is now blacked out. You can't book a Friday reservation. You have to book on Saturday since it's technically Saturday. So every check-in is like 3 p.m. So we're having to call all these hotels where you call, you gotta wait for the operator to tell you, list all the options. You press 4 if you want to talk to the front desk. We probably called about 20 to 30 different hotels. Everywhere in Newark was booked. So the point to where I'm getting pissed off because I'm thinking they're just lying, like they're just not wanting to do their job
For
or like
real.
find a room. Because I'm like, there's no way that all of these hotels are booked. Eventually, and I'll let Taylor jump into this weirdo that ended up talking his ear off, and it was getting pretty weirdly heated. And I know internally for myself for a moment because it's like, hey, we need him calling hotels. Like we have nowhere to fucking go right now.
Right. Like we need more guys on this.
Yeah,
you gotta have
guys
more
on the line.
dudes. Yeah, you need more guys.
Yeah, I'm thinking in my head, Taylor will tell you about the conversation, but I'm thinking in my head, I need to hear, Taylor, you got to just be like, hey, it's nice meeting you or whatever. Taylor ends up doing that. And this dude,
I did
I'll
that
let
2 or
him
3
break that
times.
down for you.
So we'll all kind of already set the stage a little bit where there was like
I'm gonna take a
barracks
piss.
and then there's like a police car that has its lights on just sitting there. So we're not in a good spot. It's right off the highway. We walk in, like the lobby area is lit. That noise you heard was Will Compton getting off the bus. We're dealing with a back issue again. What's in, boys? So
Different day, new back.
hypothetically, if you're talking about battles and wars, Will won the battle of the pitch, but did he win the war? Because that he had good rotation, but I think it might have ended him. So we get to this hotel, and the lobby area is lit, kind of. It's a little it's like flickery, but in the back where they usually have the continental breakfast, like the little booths and everything like that, it's dark. There's like no lights on in there, so it's a very like dark and ominous kind of area. Like the setting of a scene of dirty, dude. It's gross. And as we're sitting there, like Will's over in the darker area to the right, Garrett goes off to the left, and I'm kind of sitting in the middle little sitting area in the lit area, just like on my phone, trying to call places, trying to do everything. I call a place, hey, do you have 3 rooms for tonight? They say no. I actually started with saying 4 because I'm trying to make sure you're dialed in too. But it's like, I just got to get 3, maybe even 2. Like, that's how bad this setup is. And after my 3rd or 4th call, out of the shadows comes this guy. And it's very weird to talk about, but like, it was one of those moments in your life where you're like, this guy might actually do something to me, where I'm actually thinking in my head, like, okay, if he does this, then I do that. Like, you're literally playing out a scene in your head of how to protect yourself. Guy comes out and he doesn't say anything to me except for, so Red Rock. And I'm like, Red? Yeah. And I was like, oh yeah. He's like, how does that work? And I was like, oh bro, like I met Dana, and then I met the people there at Red Rock, and they're very great to me, blah, blah. I'm very like being complimentary about the place. He goes, how does somebody like me get into Red Rock? I'm like, dude, like you just call and
You walk in.
yeah, you walk. Like it's not like a who's who only place. Like you just see what I do online. You're not seeing everything else. And he's like, I like talking to me for a little bit. And I'm like, all right, man. Hey, great to meet you. I'm like, hey, good to meet you. Blah, blah, blah. Hope you get to Red Rock. Hope you get some wins. And he's like, yeah, man, appreciate that. Then he starts going into Cave Creek, Arizona, where I'm from. Then he starts talking about Cave Creek, but not being like, I know you're from Cave Creek. I just, brings up the name, the town, Cave Creek, and starts talking about that. And then goes back into Red Rock, all these things where I'm like so fucking uncomfortable. And the guy's got a darkness in his eyes. Like where literally it's like, this cat is evil. Either that or he's just strung out of his mind. He's got like a near beer in his hand. He's like just kind of like walking around, not saying a whole lot, but he looks like he's eager to speak. And I think after the 2nd or 3rd time, I was like, hey man, it's great to meet you. The 3rd time I was like, buddy, I was really good to meet you, but like I got to call these places to find a place. Yeah. He goes, can I get your number? I say, yeah, absolutely. He hands me his phone. It's like it's not the phone I have. It's not an iPhone. So I'm like, hey, I don't have this phone. Like, how does it work? He goes, oh, I don't know. I just got it. And I just think, okay, so I'm now looking in his phone to find the place to put a contact in, only to put in 10 digits that are not one of the digits or any of the digits. You can't even be like, maybe one of these are, none of them are any of the numbers in my phone. None of them, not fucking one. And I give it to him. And the minute I do, I walk over to Will because no joke, I'm a little afraid. I'm a little nervous. Will is fuming. I don't know how much Will is fuming, but
I'm more of like frustrated because I'm like, we got to find a spot, and it's starting to hit me like we might not find a fucking
right. We might be
place
homeless tonight
because I almost started to look into Airbnb, and if I can just message an owner that unlocks something digitally, be like,
right.
Hey, here's what our.
But what owner's up at 2:30 that you want to go to his house?
All this is going to my head to where I'm like, all right, it's about to be 3 a.m. Like, do we just fucking book a flight and get out of here?
Places in the city.
Right.
Like, we were getting out there.
Yeah.
Right. We're looking at 30, 45-minute drives.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Just to find a place to lay our
And
head.
knowing that it's already 3:00, it's just going through your head and you're just starting to, you're just
Not
like,
a
man,
panic,
hopefully because there's
the
so many,
realization.
there's
Yeah, but
so
you're
many
like, oh,
hotels
whatever.
around the area and they're all just, oh no, sorry, we're sold out. All right.
Yeah.
And then I'm feeling for you. I'm starting to get, because at first I'm like, as I'm calling these and I'm hearing your guys' conversation, like I heard him say Red Rock or whatever. And I'm just thinking like, Taylor, come on, man. Like we got to have all 3 of us calling these places because we got to cast a wide web because everybody's saying we're sold out right now, to where it was like, I'm getting internally mad about this fucking guy talking to you because I hear you say, hey, it was good meeting you, man. He's like, hey, so Red Rock, I'm sure you told the story.
Yeah.
And it just continues to dive in, and it's just all like, it's 3 a.m. We've been up since like 7:38 in the morning.
The night before we were up late.
Yeah, the night before we were up late.
So it's just not a good thing. But once the conversation
and
ends,
it's Friday night, so I'm starting to feel my back. So when I got up, I'm thinking like, I was charging my phone for a little bit just to get enough juice. So then when it was charged a little bit, I'm thinking I have to get up and kind of like walk around and move.
But when you got up when I finished that conversation, I'm legitimately looking for security and safety. I'm thinking, let me make sure I'm safe first. Because this guy, I'm telling you, it was so weird.
He's up at just 3 a.m, hanging out. Even when we left, he's sitting there talking to the front desk guy holding his little beer.
Yeah.
Wide awake.
So I go over to sit by Will and start calling places, and then that's when Will's like charging the phone. He's got to get up and walk around. He walks away. I'm like a kid, like I'm scared.
Oh, like
I'm
he's
like, yo,
he's gonna come back to me.
Like this
again.
motherfucker can come back, and I'm also knowing.
Hey, I just tried
knew,
calling you. Did you get it?
Yeah, exactly. I knew I gave him the wrong number, so I'm thinking to myself, he's gonna come back with the wrong thing, and I'm like, oh, was that my fault? And it's like, how many times can I do 10 digits before this dude's like, oh, you're just lying to me?
Tara's like, hey,
Done.
let's go stand outside. Let's go outside.
I'm like, hey, can we go? Let's go outside. Let's go stand outside.
Because thank God for the Holiday Inn Express.
For real, bro.
About 15 minutes away. Thank God.
Dialed it in.
Like, do you have 3 rooms for us tonight? Yeah, we do. Like right now? Yeah. You guys can come over here. We got rooms. I was like, bro, you have no clue how much you just saved us.
Yeah, saved
We'll
our
be over there in
ass.
like 15 minutes.
End up getting a room, putting our head down, waking up at like what, 10 or whatever. Go to Buffalo Wild Wings.
Felt
hang out.
like I kept falling asleep probably to like 11 or noon.
Yeah. It was one of those deals, man. But yeah,
Got some B-dubs.
B-dubs. Sat
Shout out
there,
Buffalo
just
Wild
talk.
Wings, man.
And it was funny too, because we're basically having the conversations that we were having in St. Louis and stuff like that. We're like laughing and joking. And Will's getting a little vulgar. He's got a couple, he's just being louder than everybody else. And I
Guys, we got to get back. I got to
and
take
I
a
see-
violent shit.
Yeah. I look over, I see a father and a mother sitting with their daughter who's probably like 12 years old. And I'm just thinking to myself, I remember being a kid and then some guy being loud and talking vulgar. And my dad kind of being like, hey, excuse me, sir, could you just, I mean, look at this. And I look over and I'm like, oh, we're the fucking guys that are doing this.
And
Will's like walking around. Like, I have to take a violent shit when I get back. Some guy in a baseball game gets beamed by a ball. Will goes, oh shit, you guys got to see this, man. Like, we're fucking talking about that.
Dude, in the
just-
LSU game, a lefty zips it like 90 miles an hour and smokes a
in
buddy
the
in the
fucking
kneecap.
Hits this kid in the ground. While that, also there's a soccer game. Some guy's rolling around the game with his ankle. I'm like, these boys.
Oh, shit.
That might be bad, but it's not as bad as my pitch. They need to get up and walk it off. So yeah, we end up sitting there. We go back to the hotel. We have like 6 hours. And so I start walking around this area because I'm bored. I'm like, there's only so much I can do in this room. How many times can you goon before it's like, all right, well, yeah, let's get a life. I'm losing fluids. I go to like the Walmart. There's like a Walmart. I'm like, let me just go into this Walmart here, brother. Talk about America being a melting pot. All of them were in there. Every single ethnicity, every single human being. And not only that, I've never seen so many people in wheelchairs in my entire life. So this dude, one dude was missing the knee down. He had that stump out to the side. He's taking up half the fucking lane. People are like moving around. Everyone's in a rush about something. This dude just slapping people with his knee nub. I was in there for about 5 minutes. I had to get out of there, man. But yeah, I went for a little walk. Went to Wawa's. Ass.
Garbage.
Garbage. It literally.
If I can play Mitch's side, like if there's zero expectation about Wawa's, walking in, like, yeah, it's a solid gas station.
Yeah. If there's zero expectation and you're like, wow, you walk in and be like, this is a really nice, clean gas station.
Yeah, it's like Casey's.
It's like,
Yeah, because we're like, well, let's go get some food, and somebody sent like
I said Wawa's.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I saw it on the thing. I was like, oh, dope. Mitch Carsley is always talking about how the Northeast Wawa's is essentially their Buc-ee's. I'm like, oh shit, this is gonna be a cool little event for us.
You're just putting words in my mouth right
That's
now.
not Mitch. Have you not?
I have not
You
said.
literally said. I'm
Wawa-
pretty sure on back of the bus last week, you said to somebody said something about Wawa's. You go, oh yeah, that's Buc-ee's for the Northeast, or like you're like, oh yeah, Wawa's. I know about Wawa's.
I didn't compare it and say that Buc-ee's
you were
and Wawa
speaking
are
highly
on the
about
same
Wawa's,
levels.
which is just a gas station. With
I was
about
speaking
5 more
highly
pumps.
about Wawa. Yes, correct. But I never said it was anything like Buc-ee's because Buc-ee's is incomparable. But you FaceTime me Saturday?
This is Saturday.
Yeah, FaceTime me and I'm like, you're like, this place sucks, dude. I'm
Yeah,
like,
but I'm in my head. I think I'm walking into Buc-ee's. I think there's going to be a Wawa sculpture of whatever a Wawa is.
no.
Because we were also hungry. We were looking for food.
Yeah, and you go, get a quesadilla to hit me back.
Yeah.
Hang up the phone. Well, someone here got a quesadilla. First off, I'm getting myself a little pump, a little pregame UFC pump. The boys are going down to Wawa's. And G's like, oh, I'm going to go try a quesadilla. He walks in. I can smell him from here with the quesadilla. I'm like, that shit smells terrible. Wawa's, good gas station, Not even close to Buc-ee's.
Not
Clean
not
gas
saying it's
station.
anything close to Buc-ee's.
Clean gas station. Nothing impressive about the food compared to any other gas station. Onward.
It felt well kept. It seemed very safe. You know what I mean?
Like
when
it's
you're over
it's
in
a
that neck of the
clean,
woods.
like safe
Yeah.
gas
Being so
station.
nice to Mitch right now.
Seemed very safe to the point that where they might be using Simply Safe. What do you guys want to keep safe? Your family, your kids, your new car in the garage, maybe a gas station or a Holiday Inn Express. Traditional security systems only take action after someone has already broken in, and that's too late. Simply Safe is setting the new standard in home security with Active Guard outdoor protection. Simply Safe's monitoring agents can help prevent break-ins before they all happen. AI-powered cameras backed by live professional monitoring agents monitor your property and detect suspicious activity. If someone's lurking around or acting suspiciously, those agents see and talk to them in real time, activate spotlights, and even contact the police, helping to proactively deter threats before they can escalate into a crisis. You can get 50% off your new Simply Safe system with professional monitoring and your first month free at simplysafe.com/bussin. Again, that's simplysafe.com/bussin. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Good job, man.
What else do we have? What else do we have, boys? Dad Combine coming this week.
Dad Combine shoots on Wednesday. That'll be outstanding. We've added, since this weekend, we've added another event
Yeah.
to the Dad Combine.
But the beautiful thing is it feels like everybody's dad's pretty much coming. Most dads, 90% of dads are coming, which is an uptick. We have an uptick in percentage from last year.
Yeah.
Is
And it's
what I
just
meant to say
good,
with that.
wholesome fun. Get the old man around, hang
Yeah.
out, swap some war stories.
Yeah.
Hopefully Dave doesn't try to cheat in a competition that there's no winner.
Yeah. It's fun that we've been able to turn content into like us hanging out with our dads
Yeah.
the week of Father's Day.
Yeah.
So it's like we're having a moment with them where they're traveling in from out of town because we're all away from, our families and everybody else, but just to have a nice hang with our dads, man.
Speaking of dads, Bill made an appearance this weekend. Dude,
Yeah.
he looks so good.
Yeah.
He has lost so much weight. He's just the man. He was wearing that American flag polo too. Just like taking it all in, watching you guys give your speeches and just like a proud dad moment. Your dad rips.
Bill
Love seeing
rips.
it. Yeah.
Shout out Bill. man.
Defending
Love you,
MVP.
Dad.
Let's
Defending
see if he
Defending
can.
MVP.
Let's see if he can. Yeah.
NVD. I know, Bill. Dude, just seeing Bill is awesome, man. And his transformation last year.
Unreal.
Is crazy.
Still
Crazy.
putting down a couple of those Michelob Zeros. Still,
Yeah,
love
yeah,
that. Just
yeah.
a little taste.
Just wants to
The
taste.
Bud NAs and the Michelob Zeros.
We were sitting there drinking the beer out of the tap, and I looked at Will. I go, man, because at this point Bill left. I was like, I kind of wish Bill was back on the wagon for just this moment.
Yeah, because he's been sober for like a year now. But
Yeah.
you're up there tasting the sweet nectar, the greatest beer of all time. Just, what was it? Unpasteurized, cold. We're standing in a 35 degree room area with all these massive tanks.
Mm-hmm.
Bill would
They
love
bottled 21,000 bottles an hour of Bud Light.
I thought they said per minute.
Shit, they could. That'd be even more impressive.
I'm pretty sure it was per
That'd be
minute.
even crazy.
That'd be crazy,
I think it
dude.
was.
That's like 60 times more.
21,000 cans per minute, and it was like 16,000 bottles a minute. But we can obviously fact check that. But
Fact check
I'm pretty
that for
sure it
sure.
was a lot.
It'll be in the blog. I think he said it.
Yeah, he said in the
Yeah.
blog.
Watch the vlog.
Watch the vlog. Vlog's coming out.
Did you see? And I'll need help with this, but apparently schools can now legally pay players in college sports. Effective July 1st, 2025, schools can directly compensate athletes. Per school, they will get $20.5 million per school, rising to $33 million over the next decade. That includes retroactive payments for the 2016 to 2024 period. That's huge for those guys. I wish I was in that period because I read that, I get a little jealous, but it's all good. College football teams that get played with will get more NIL money. That's on college football CFB 26. Teams that get played with teams that get played with a lot will get more money toward their NIL. Yeah, this opens a new era that breaks from traditional NCAA amateurism, ushering in a new professionalized college sports model. So my first question,
Go ahead.
Sherm, or if anybody's dove into
I gotta
this.
pee, and then I definitely want to dive into this.
is the schools that can now pay players, say the $20.5 million. Is that essentially like a cap that schools will have now? So what about the outside money with NIL and all the brand deals going on? You know what I mean?
You still have all the outside NIL money, but for direct compensation, all schools can legally pay up to whatever that number was, 25.9, 25.9 or 0.5, 20.5. Every single school can legally pay that. Now they have to, Title IX is stepping in, and their argument is, how is this going to get fairly spread out through all student athletes, so it's not just all going to college football?
So this is for that's on me because I think about just football.
All sports.
So it's $20.5 million toward all sports. Okay,
but
so that's good. That's good for colleges, but it's still NIL is still going to be like a supreme. And it's still going to reign supreme. Like there's no cap on what these kids can still like make.
Yes, and is it like can the NCAA essentially tell? And I'll just use Nebraska as an example. Like Nebraska, you're putting 18 of your 20 million into football. Like what's going on here? You got to spread out the love. Blah blah blah. I mean, essentially, these schools can do whatever they want with the money. They could give it all to football. They don't have to give a cent.
I mean, if you're looking at it from a business standpoint, if football is the biggest driver at that university, you're going to put the majority of the dollars in football. And if Title IX or somebody steps in, like that's just another parameter that they're going to have to eventually come up with. If it's like you can, 40% goes to football, 20% to basketball, 5% to volleyball, to where it's like there's certain stipulations. You know what I mean? Because if not, it's like you're gonna feed the best ones the most money because you're trying to stay on top, because that's where all of your brand awareness comes from with recruiting.
I don't know if this question was already asked, but does every D1 school get $20.5 million?
Yes.
Yeah.
So Kent State gets $20.5 million.
And it's spread across all sports and athletics.
Well, they don't get it, but they can give it. Like that's their cap. Their salary cap that they can give throughout 1 year is $20.5 million.
Because my understanding of the NIL is the school has to essentially be removed from the NIL situation, where you have this third party that's kind of facilitating all of the different sponsorships and everything for name, image, likeness. And football or sports can't be a part of it. The schools can't be a part of it, but they kind of know what's going on. This now allows them to be like, hey, this is our bucket, $20.5 million across all sports.
Correct.
All sports. Women, men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I love the idea of a cap. I love the idea of, if college football is truly going this way, then let's start to match it in the, as much as like the NFL as possible, where you have a certain amount of money per year you can go into. You can't go over. If you do, there's a fine or something happens with that. And then allow players to get their sponsorships. Like you see George Kittle, he's rocking with Chubbies, he's rocking with Bud Light, all these different things. But if it's $20.5 million, I almost just think of it as like, hey, great for the other sports, because football is going to get theirs.
Yeah.
I'm sure the guys that are like lower on the totem pole in the locker room, they're going to get like, everyone's going to have more of a base salary than these guys that are getting paid a lot, because they know a lot of money is coming from NIL. And you're just like, hey, gymnastics, track and field, water polo, all water games, bowling, field hockey. Like these guys that are kind of like, hey, yeah, we're playing college sports, but we're probably not getting a whole lot. This is a good opportunity for them.
Great for schools, but the biggest thing that's got to happen is you got to find a way to lock these kids and athletes into contracts.
Yeah.
To where it's not portal season all year long, and they can't like just sit there and dip in and out every other year unless they signed a 1-year deal with the school. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Kind of going back to what you were saying earlier of like keeping it in one like sport. Montana State this past year won the like D1 AA national championship, and then there's this company that was created, and you can essentially donate money to like on their website to certain players to try and keep them around to like increase their NIL fund. That way, like those kids are like more inclined to stay rather than go to a bigger school and get paid. So that's kind of like another, like, I guess you could say loophole that like like we can all donate $10 to a player, and that money will go directly towards that player, so that like for their NIL to stay at Montana State.
Look, I mean, we're in it. It's all the money. The floodgates are busted wide open. It's legitimately for me. It's like, when's the rule going to come out to where kids and athletes can be locked into like multi-year deals?
Yeah, there's going to be a documentary that comes out in the next 10 years about the period that we're living in right now.
Yeah.
About how crazy it was. Because, yeah, the whole thing about contracts, like that, I think that is the biggest thing. Like these players can't just come and make a bag for a year. Like, hey, we're going to pay you X, Y, and Z. If you were saying a 4-year deal, like Bryce Underwood signs 10 years, 4 years, 10 years. Like next year, essentially, he could go, I'm going to go somewhere else and make, what is it?
You said 10 years?
Sorry, 4 years, 10 million. He could essentially go to another school that's going to pay him $1 million more. And it's like, wow, like if I go and I sign with the Titans, I'm under contract with the Titans and the negotiations start. I could say I'm upset. I could be publicly about whatever, and then have the conversation take place. Because it's the Wild West, bro. Like there's so much money. All this is telling me, based on the little things I know about this already, is $20.5 million is just being added to everything else that's going on.
Correct. Like again, and Mitch talking about loopholes, whatever, all how creative everybody's getting to get athletes money.
Right.
It's like, all right, accepted. That's great. Now let's figure out how these kids are getting locked into where they're there for more than just 1 year.
And I
to where they can't leave. You know what I mean?
love the idea of a cap in the sense that everybody, all these major schools are now on the same playing field. So now we can kind of get back to, well, I grew up a fan of this team. I'm loyal to this team. And you can kind of get more of a camaraderie like, hey, this is our team. Not like, hey, it's springtime. This guy's not getting enough snaps during the spring practice, so I'm going to get the hell out of here. Or I didn't play like they said I was going to play, so I'm going to get the hell out of here. Like have one fixed area for free agency or the portal. And then it's a contract where you're like, you are here unless these things happen. Like you can have different things in your contract or whatever. But I think once you add a cap and add everything, it allows teams to be like, you're more back into the college football culture. Like, yeah, everyone's getting paid. That's great. But you chose to come here when, you know, the money was the same everywhere else, or it was the same in many different areas, you know? And if it wasn't, you took more there. Well, then they have to sacrifice something on the back end for a couple other players that they would have wanted. But right now it's just, hey, who's got the biggest bank account?
Yeah.
That's how I feel about that.
Hey, happy Father's Day, man.
Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day to the boys out there.
Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. Oh, reminder, first episode of For the Dads. You're listening to this right now on Tuesday. First episode of For the Dads drops tomorrow on this channel, so be on the lookout for that. We also have a bunch of Father's Day merch. I'm wearing a For the Dad shirt right here.
Uh-oh.
God.
Just swivel your chair.
I don't want any.
It says For the Dads. Dads don't let dads miss trash day. It's a beautiful, beautiful Comptonism right there.
We got a bunch of merchandise for dads, girl dads. Just go on our site, BWTB. Buy that up. Back of the Bus merch coming soon. Your guys' show drops Thursdays.
Thursday morning at Back of the Bus Pod on YouTube. We're still working on audio. Just got to talk to the people on the back end. Make sure we can get that released. We hear that we hear you in the comments. Audio feed.
We hear you. We see you. We're going to try to execute.
We love you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Zach Top coming
Big
up
time,
next.
yeah.
Big time guest. Cannot wait to dive into all the things with him. Like
Somebody
the
who's
boys
been
put me
around-
on. Jack and Garrett put
Yeah.
me on Zach Top. And for 6 months, you guys have been saying, get this guy in the bus.
I remember
get
when
this guy
Jack
the
came
bus.
in, he's like, we need to get this guy before he blows up. He's currently blowing up.
Yeah.
We had a podcast recording set with him a while back, but
And
that
it
was
was
the
supposed to be
day where
May.
he won the
And-
Male Artist of the Year.
New Male Artist of the Year. So we had to push that recording to, you know, what you're going to listen to now. He comes in later today. So he's going to be awesome. Boys are fired up.
Fired up.
Yeah. Appreciate your support. Big hugs, tiny kisses. Enjoy. Zach Top.
We're going to have this episode to bring you Cash App. Have you accidentally sent money to the wrong person? Had no way of getting reimbursement? Cash App has your back. If you're about to send money to a sketchy account, a scam warning pops up. I personally love using Cash App because it's fast, it's safe, and it just makes life way less stressful. For a limited time only, new Cash App users can use an exclusive code to earn some additional cash. For real, there's no catch. Just download Cash App and sign up. Our exclusive referral code is Bussin, Bussin. Put that in your profile, and they send $5 to a friend. Within 14 days, you will get $10 dropped right into your account. Terms apply. That's money. That's Cash App. Let's get back to this episode. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another wonderful interview by Bussin' with the Boys, brought to us by The one, the only Bud Light. Bud Light is brewed with 4 simple ingredients for clean, crisp taste. Bud Light is the official sponsor of the NFL Draft, Tight End U, with their Bud Light partner George Kittle, the UFC, Shane Gillis's 2025 tour. Bud Light partners include Peyton Manning, George Kittle, Taylor Lewan, Baker Mayfield, Will Compton, Emmitt Smith, Shane Gillis, Post Malone, and Dustin Poirier. Stock up now on Bud Light. Head to www.budlight.com/locator to find a store near you. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Our guest today is a man who is on the ascension of an absolute lifetime. It's as if you watched the movie with the Monstars and he walked up to George Strait, Alan Jackson, and had them hold the basketball for a second, stole their powers away, and said, watch what the fuck I do with this. Let's give a round of applause to Zach Top.
Thank you, guys.
Great introduction. Great introduction.
Thanks.
Great introduction.
That was magical.
Yeah,
I
dude.
need to like get a recording of that and start. I'm gonna have him play that before my shows and stuff.
We can get that. Well, you know the best thing about this is being recorded.
That's perfect. It was already
We'll just
recorded.
send
That's
it your way,
perfect.
dude. It is, dude. Your voice is insane, and
Thanks.
I do have to give a shout out to Jack and Garrett. So a couple of our boys, like 9-10 months ago, I was in the football season. Are like, dude, this is Zach Topcat.
Yeah.
You gotta get this Zach Topcat. Your boy Tyler's over here.
Yeah.
I guess working the phones. He's on the
Spreading the
dial-up
gospel.
internet trying to get our AOL accounts, trying to figure that whole thing
Yeah.
out. Hey, get Zach on. And I'm a guy that's like, everyone's on a show. And everyone's like, have you heard of Severance? How amazing is Severance? And I'm
Yeah,
like, you know what? I'm going to wait 3 years until all the fuss is over.
Yeah,
then
yeah,
I'm going to
yeah.
get to Severance. So as like the season ends, we're like, hey, talking about Zach Top, I go pop on the Spotify. And I listen to your number one song, I Never Lie.
Mm-hmm.
And buddy, it's essentially Oceanfront Property by George Strait. It's like this is incredible.
Well, thanks, man. I
It's-
appreciate it.
it's
Dude,
really good.
I haven't, nobody's made that comparison before, and that's exactly right. It's just the whole thing is a sarcastic lie. And it's, that's my favorite.
Yeah. No one's brought that. No one said that before.
No, I've never heard that comparison. I haven't even thought of it. But yeah, it's exactly, it's the same thing.
Our boys who do a bunch of research were saying that your parents aren't musically inclined at all.
No, they, the music stuff, I mean, we all I grew up in church and stuff, sang in church, and so my mom and dad sang in church.
Mhm.
But yeah, they never. My dad can play a Mean Mary Had a Little Lamb on the piano and the banjo.
Okay, so they got a little something.
Yeah, not really, but yeah, kind of. They have great musical taste. I'll say that. They got me started on the right stuff. But no, my oldest sister, Lakin, was the first one. And she's several years older than me and the rest of us kids. The rest of us 3 are all 1.5 years apart. But she was the first one. She loved piano, was classically trained pianist, really good at that. I remember going around, we would go to her, she would go do competitions and stuff. And we ran around the Northwest following her around when I was real little. And so she started teaching. I think mom and dad forced her to start teaching us little kids piano too. And that was probably miserable for her. And then... yeah, but it was, I think they got me a guitar when I was 3. I think I just begged them. I love George Strait. That was the, I wanted to, Amarillo by Morning was my favorite song. That was what I wanted to learn how to play. I just wanted to hold a guitar and wear a cowboy hat and look like George Strait. And so there's goofy pictures of me doing that at 3. And anyways, and then, 5 years old, I took my first lesson, I guess. And me and Maddie, who's my older sister, she started playing fiddle, and then shortly after that, Joram, my little brother, and then Lakin, the piano player sister, she started playing bass and he started playing mandolin. So we, I don't know, just stumbled in. It never was the idea, but stumbled into making a little family band and played our first show when I was 7. And anyways, but didn't come from mom and dad. They encouraged it.
Probably
and
better than farming.
I guess, yeah. My dad
it's
did not
something that everybody's gotta
encourage. My dad did not encourage us to get into the livestock business. My little brother is now, but that's I always say that everybody else kind of grew up. Oh, there it is. Yeah, nice. They all grew up and got real jobs, and I'm still just out here.
And you said your sister was going around the Pacific Northwest doing piano competitions.
Yeah.
What's is it like a drumline thing where one person goes and the next person goes and then someone starts hitting other people's keys?
I have very
Hold up a score.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't like. I have very just vague few memories of that. I was really little. I probably I guess I was probably 5 or 6 years old or something when she was doing that. But yeah, we go sit and, you know, it's usually in some church or something. We sit there in pews and everybody go up there and they'd play their piece. And I think it was competitions. It may have just been recitals. I don't remember that part.
See, that's probably a recital.
But if there was a winner, I guarantee you it was her.
Really?
She
was that good, huh?
Oh, she is not much in like the sporting world, but one of the most competitive people, I think. Like card games, board games, anything like that. And just like anything she does, she kind of has a need to be the best at it for sure.
Oh, I love
She'd fit
that.
in.
She is.
She'd fit in with us.
Yeah, she'd be all right.
Yeah.
She would definitely be able to do that. So you start this band at 7.
Yeah.
What's the band's name?
Top String.
Top String.
Yes, my mom came up with that. She was pretty proud of that.
Yeah,
yeah. But it was a goofy. Like I said, we didn't have a plan to be a band, and we were all just like, I don't know, kind of wanted to learn an instrument, and mom and dad were like, okay, we'll put you in lessons. And then our family orthodontist, who was like also, they're like an extra set of grandparents for us, kind of. He was like in the Rotary Club in town and stuff, and there was a Patsy Cline musical. Oh, there's a good one right there. Patsy Cline musical coming through, playing at the local high school, and he was like, he called my dad and said, John, aren't your kids playing music or something? You think they'd want to come down here and play a show? And anyway, I guess so the story goes, my dad said, well, Randy, I can't answer that for him. You're going to have to talk to them. And so he handed me the phone, and I was like, yeah, Randy, we'd love to come play your show. When is it?
With him?
And yeah, exactly. He was like, well, it's a couple months away. And I guess I went, well, that's good. By then we'll know some songs. We'd love to play your show. So
That's awesome.
Anyway, yeah, we did that. And I learned what an autograph was that night. Some nice old church lady come up and asked me for my autograph. And I went to my mom and was like, Mom, what's an autograph? And so anyway, yeah, that was the start of it all.
At that age, did you start spending a lot of time on the back of your notebook practicing your autograph or in your notebook?
That didn't come till I feel like I was like 15 or something when I started to, and it went through a few iterations, and now it doesn't look like anything. I feel like a lot of people's it just turns into some kind of scribble, and as long as
high school,
because it's got to be fast.
Where you're like, you try and perfect something. You're like, man, one day if I'm great at something,
if I'm in the MLB or I'm a country singer,
can do anything. I remember when I was training for the combine, I signed a deal with Panini, and they're like, "Hey, we'll give you X amount of dollars."
Panini,
it's
the sandwich.
No, it's a card. It's a card company.
Okay.
So you like sign these stickers, and they put them on like your rookie card or whatever.
Okay, sure.
And they're like, "You signed 4,000 of these. We'll give you like $10,000."
Sure.
And I'm thinking to myself, bro, 10,000 is fucking insane.
Yeah.
Like that's amazing. So I started doing Taylor, all in cursive, Lewan. And then by like the 20th one, I was like, this is...
Nope.
We got to switch something up here.
Baby.
Yeah. TC and a little swish.
Yeah.
Moving on. And it hasn't changed since then.
Yep.
But it is always kind of cool to kind of go through, man, if I'm the man someday.
Yep.
Yeah.
What's your signature going to look like?
There's some school notebooks that have a bunch of doodles in the back of them looking like an autograph.
You mentioned baseball. Is baseball the sport you grew up loving?
Yeah, I started that one first, started in T-ball and all that. And I was a decent little baseball player. I was a lefty, so played first base, and then
Taylor he's a lefty.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
You want to see how good I'm in baseball?
Yeah, dude.
Hey, pull up the clip.
Come on.
So this weekend we were in St. Louis in the Cardinals.
Yeah.
We're doing something with Anheuser-Busch and first form. This is me.
Watch this.
First pitch here.
First pitch. Now I will say before we pause it.
First question: have you seen this?
No.
Have you seen this?
Perfect.
No. Second, and this is a massive insurance policy. Played a lot of football.
Yeah.
Got a little shoulder. I dislocated this elbow in 2012. This thumb here, that's a UCL. That's actually hasn't been fixed at all.
Perfect.
Okay.
He's totally fine.
So you can tell it's a little fucked up.
Yeah.
He's healthy. He's confident.
It's fun to have fun with your boys. We're talking, but we're kind of doing the whole dance right now. We're gonna be friends, or we're not gonna be friends. When we walk away from this, what's life really gonna be like?
That's right.
And I know this is gonna put me behind the eight ball in a big way. So go ahead and play the clip. Look at that. Good wind up.
It's a great wind up. Oh, that was that thumb. I saw that.
Yeah, you see it slip out a little bit.
Dude, I love getting to like I've just gained enough popularity that I now some sports guys are starting to pay attention, like our fans and stuff. Yeah. Somehow I got invited to do I shot a charity free throw for the Houston Rockets game back when we played the Houston Rodeo in March. And I play a good little bit of basketball too. That became my favorite sport, and I was always too small I always tried to be a post player and just, was too small.
No,
and
you bucket stuff.
way too white and can't jump high and cannot. So yeah, here, if you, a
Stiff
couple
legs.
of these,
Like, no bend in those legs.
Oh, I'm so slow now. Yeah, it's terrible. But anyways, I did this and I went out there and I wore a freaking button down shirt, which was already a bad idea. And the first shot I tried to shoot with my cowboy hat on, and it's like, oh, that doesn't work. Gotta take that off and set it down. And anyway, I airballed the free throw. It was horrible.
In that
That's a terrible
setting or
feeling,
in the
huh?
middle of everybody?
And what do you mean?
Like that?
No, my warm ups. I went in. I
that's
hit
you
like.
warming up.
Yeah, oh yeah, here, Amelia's got, there you go. She got videos. I made like 7 in a row or something while I was warming up, and I was like, heck yeah, I'm good. And then, there you go. I'm
you
feeling good.
yourself
yeah,
right there.
Yeah,
You got a
exactly.
little shoulder shimmy on that one.
Exactly. Yeah. I was like, hey, I'm locked in.
Dude,
and then walked out there when I did it. And it was like, it was like a midseason game. There wasn't hardly anybody there to see it anyway. But there were a couple of fans. When I went down there to warm up, there was already some people in there, and they, a couple fans saw me, and so somebody knows that I definitely airballed that free throw.
Somebody
And
was aware how
So
what
there was a
it
little middle of
hungry
the
Somebody
back.
behind the
kids
curtain
or
of the
sick
result.
kids or something suffered that night. I think if I made it, they got there was like $5,000 donated, and if I missed, they still got $3,000. So
Airball.
We're talking about a
God.
win-win
In
situation.
the
How
middle
bad
of
is that,
In the
dude?
middle of an NBA game, I would be
exactly.
terrified.
Well, so it wasn't the middle. That
Okay.
it was before the game started.
Okay.
So it was
Gotcha.
like there was almost nobody in there. So I was saved a little shame, but it still was just like, dude, that was like, my dad was always my coach in all the, in baseball and in
Yeah.
basketball growing up and stuff. And he would always just, dude, make your free throws. You're playing in the post. You're going to get fouled. A big man, there's nothing makes me more mad than a big man that can't make his free throws.
Yeah,
You're going to
your
go to
dad
the
hated
line.
Shaq.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah,
your
yeah,
dad,
yeah.
this fucking
Can't
guy.
say exactly.
Yeah.
Can't-
Your dad sitting in Washington watching Shaq miss a free throw, being like,
Yeah.
I could have
Exactly.
made it.
Yeah.
They call it free for a reason.
Yeah.
All that. So
How do
it
those
was,
professional ball players
Yeah.
not
Exactly.
make their free throws?
Right, the basics,
do
dude.
you get paid $10 million a year?
Nothing
You
would
can't
make,
yeah.
nothing would make me more mad than like not making the playoffs and you're with your boys or you're at like a barbecue or something like that, like in January while
Yeah.
everyone's watching playoff football and someone like drops a ball, but it's like they're kind of reaching out for it.
Yeah.
And then some fat guy in the corner is like, how do you not catch that? It's like,
Yeah,
look at you.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
talking like that for. Like,
You
a
gotta-
lot of
You
hard
just
work
dropped
goes into
that
that,
bag
okay?
of chips, dude.
Yeah, exactly. I saw you trip 3 times walking to that chair. What the fuck are you talking about, dude?
Exactly.
He's got a
It's brutal.
point though.
I am that guy though.
He's got a point.
How do you drop it?
Yeah, I'd be on the sideline watching the offense. Go, man, fuck you, not catch it.
Yeah. I'm definitely that guy. Sitting there,
Yeah, dude. I mean,
Cheeto
got-
crumbs on
gotta
my
make
damn
the
shirt.
free throws,
Just
With your dad,
you got to make that play.
yeah.
your dad being your coach growing up, did
Yeah.
you have the wiffle ball hanging down from a string in the garage? Work on
I
keeping them
don't
hips
think
closed.
I don't think we ever did that. We definitely. I remember I would kind of side on the ball. He hated that.
Yeah, your
when I
dad's
was
all about
pitching and
technique
stuff.
and
Oh yeah.
fundamentals.
Make
Yeah.
the tee. Come over the top.
up here.
Over
It's
the
up
top.
here, boy.
I'm down here. I'm
Yeah.
not getting paid. Up
Yeah.
here, I'm getting paid.
Exactly.
Don't do that hot dog and bullshit you see out there on the
Act
internet.
like you've been there before, okay? He saw that shimmy shake you did after the basketball.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
like, this.
Yeah,
have I taught him nothing?
Exactly.
Have I taught him?
Act like
You
you've
feel you
been
play
there.
in front of a full stadium and you're like, thank you very much. Walk off.
And
No
that's-
excitement
dude,
at all.
That's the whole thing. Exactly. It's like that's what I'm good at. So that's like I'm not nervous there. It's not like some big showboat thing, but it's like I don't do this. I'm bad at this. If I make a few in a row, hell yeah, I feel good.
yeah, this is my deal right now.
Yeah.
This is my fucking deal.
Yeah.
Dude, your dad. So you grew up on a ranch / farm. Which one was it?
No, it was so we lived on this. It was just a little hobby farm basically.
Okay.
I think he might have had 30 acres there or something. I can't remember. But yeah, we had a bunch of goats around. Always a handful of horses. Every now and then a few cattle. But yeah, next to a bunch of people that were raising cattle and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then he had he's in the livestock business. He runs a sale barn back in Washington, still does. My brother works for him now. So we got to, is that Sunnyside right there? Yeah, there it is. Magical.
That's the hometown right there, huh?
That's it. Yeah, we lived That was like we lived over on the, I don't even know what side of town it was, but we were kind of out on the edge of it. But anyway, yeah, we had that hobby farm where we lived, and then it was like 10 miles away from there or something. He had a ranch for a little while with his business partner, and that was where we got to, go up and play cowboy a little bit and, goof around. We go ride some fence, do it, whenever there was a branding or a gather or something, we got to go out there and they put us on a pony and, take our lame little nags from the farm and wander around and make a mess for all the guys that actually knew what they were doing. And yeah, it was grand time. Yeah.
When did you start to think that you could possibly have a future in music?
When
did you start flirting with the idea and fantasizing about it?
Yeah, I mean, like I always wanted to. That was always kind of the goal. But I think, my parents having no exposure to the music business. It was, like, I didn't have, being in Washington, I didn't really have anyone to guide me on like what I need to do to like get into the music business. So I was just playing and singing, and I practiced like crazy, and that was kind of it. And then in college, I moved to Boulder. Went to CU Boulder for a year, well, I guess 3 semesters, and then decided I hated it. And I was a year away from finishing a mechanical engineering degree, and decided I was sick of it. Well, that was my story to my parents. I started dating a girl, and never
tale as old as time.
Yeah, and never went to my circuits class and failed that class. And then I was going to have to take, it was like one of those that only is offered in the spring or something. And so I was going to take a whole extra year to go back and do that circuits class again. And so I was like, I think I'm done. I'm going to go work construction and save money and move to Nashville. That was not what I told my parents when I told them I was quitting school, though.
What were you going to tell them? You just, hey,
I told them, I was just like, no, it's just music is where my heart's at. This is really what I got to do. It sounded much more inspirational than exactly. I'm not passionate about
your
this.
life.
exactly. That's right. But that was always their advice to me, was just like, go get a good job and you can go play bluegrass festivals on the weekend, with your buddies. And so that was kind of always what I thought I'd do. And then, started working construction, started posting some of these videos on Facebook was kind of the first thing that I did. That was the first one that blew up for me anyway. I'd posted a few and, I'd get like 1,500 views or something. It wasn't nothing. But then had a guy named Daryl Singletary, who was one of my favorite singers. He was late 90s, early 2000s guy. Phenomenal singer, real old school sounding, and he passed away in February of 2018. And I put up a video. There it is. Yeah, the old Spilled Whiskey was the song. I put that up, and anyway, that was the first. It blew up. It got like 330,000 views or something like that on Facebook. And so then I got a few calls and emails from people in Nashville, mostly like shyster types, kind of. It was like, if you can come up with $20,000, we'll cut you a record and make you a star. And I didn't know anything about the music business, but I was pretty sure that was not how it worked.
Yeah.
So anyway, and then a guy named Carson Chamberlain, who is my producer to this day, sent me some email. What is funny, the girl I was dating at the time was the one that saw it, because I kind of like
different girl than Boulder girl.
Yeah, this was Boulder girl. Yeah.
Oh, same girl.
Yes, sir. Yep.
All right. Okay. We still dating her?
Yeah. No, sir.
Okay.
No.
All right.
Not anymore.
Taylor. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Sorry, girl from Boulder.
Yeah. But
really fucked that up.
Oh Lord.
I don't know what you did, man, but woof. All right, go on.
We're teasing.
We're teasing. We're having a good time. We're having a good time.
What's Denise? We're having a good time.
Yeah.
Then. Yeah, he sent some email and like didn't hardly say anything in it. He was just like, hey, my name's Carson Chamberlain. Been in the music business a while. I'm not much for tooting my own horn, but you can probably look me up if you want to. Give me a call sometime if you want to talk about working together. Anyway, and so my girlfriend texted me. She was like, you remember this Chamberlain guy? And none of those are Carson Chamberlain. He is the most underground, like, oh yeah, there you go, there's a couple pictures. Yeah, that's old school Carson there. Yeah.
This is
Email
1935.
look
What-
good.
Yeah.
What photo
That's
was
probably
this?
the 80s or something, maybe 90s.
Okay,
but,
so he's aged a bit since then.
Yeah, oh yeah. There you go. There's a little
All
more
right.
recent one. Yeah, that's
Okay.
just a few years ago.
Carson.
Anyways, she's like, "You remember this Chamberlain guy?" I said, "No, not really." And she was like, "All right, I'm sending you a Wikipedia link right now. You're gonna want to call this guy back." Anyway, pulled up the link, and he was Keith Whitley's steel player and band leader. Tour managed Alan Jackson for a few years. Big producer on Mark Wills, Billy Currington, Easton Corbin, a bunch of guys that I was a fan of already and stuff. And so anyway, I was like, oh dang, well this guy might actually be legit. And he came about it a much different way too. He wasn't asking for money to go in and cut songs. He was like, man, let's see if we can be buddies, and then we'll see if we can work together after that. And so we spent, it's been I started coming to town that fall of 2018. He would fly me in, let me stay at his house, set up co-writes for us. He was big time mentor and, kind of a father figure for me out here, as well. But anyway, yeah, started working with him. We wrote songs for, 4 years, I guess, before we ever put out that first record last year. And yeah, he showed me the ropes on the music business, making records, everything. So that was kind of my first foot in the door where it was like, oh, if this guy thinks I got something, maybe I can, have a chance at making it in this business. So
Yeah, for
that's my long
something.
rambling answer to, I think we got to what your question was about.
Honestly, dude, long rambling answers is
Yeah.
exactly what we look for.
That's what podcasts
Storytelling.
are about.
If Will and I could just sit back and you talk the whole time,
Yeah.
that'd make it's way easier that way.
So the family band had to break up.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all kind of,
That's cool telling us about when you first got to Nashville. Let's talk about when you were a child again.
Yeah.
Bring us back to that. So you're 8.
yeah. No, we kept that going till 17, I guess. Or I was 17 anyway. Yeah, so about 10 years we ran around and did that. And then, yeah, we were all, me and Maddie were moving off to college, and Jorm was still younger, staying back home. And so it was just kind of like, logistically wasn't going to happen anymore. And like I said before, they all grew up and got real jobs. Maddie's a veterinarian now. Lakin is a teacher. Heck, she's chair of the math department at Front Range Community College now. She's still in Boulder, actually. Her family and stuff. And then, yeah, little brother's working for dad. So
When you first make the step to get, you have the very touching conversation with your parents. Mechanics isn't in my life. I need to move to Nashville, Tennessee. When you get to Nashville, how intimidating is that for you? Because when I get to Nashville, it's like, I'm a football player. I'm not in this massive world.
right.
But you walk down Broadway and every single bar you listen to, like, everyone sounds good.
Yeah.
Everyone's extremely talented. Like, you officially taking yourself as like a big fish, small pond.
Absolutely.
And you've gone into the ocean.
You're in the big leagues out here.
You're in the big
Oh, yeah.
leagues, bub. Like, someone
Absolutely.
probably shoulders you
Yeah.
and said, like,
Yeah.
you do country music? Whatever, brother.
Yeah.
So
sure.
how do you, like, what is your are you naturally a confident guy with this? Or are you kind of like leaning on people like, hey, I see you do that. I do this. Maybe
Nervous.
we can help each other out. An accountability buddy out there. Like,
Yeah.
what was your process when you first got to Nashville?
Yeah, I was very,
Brought the girl with you.
yes. Yeah, for a minute, yes. And then that that ended a little while
We
ago.
should real quick. I'll put that to bed. But you should call her and just be like, "Thank you."
We yes. Well,
Because
she does
legit,
deserve a lot of
because
thanks.
of her. You missed that. You failed that mechanics class. You probably just be a mechanic right now. You'd be the most talented mechanic of all time.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for this girl and her beautiful eyelashes flapping them at you over and over again for you to fail that
There's-
class.
Yeah, there's a lot of things. I ended up being married to her for a little while.
That's all
So,
right.
Yeah,
It's all good.
So yeah,
Call
we
that
did
an
that.
annulment, dude. You get that in there, you get your feet wet a little bit. We toss that out the window. You
It
want to
wasn't
see?
quite that.
Yeah.
But no, it was a few years. So we were past
Okay,
the
all right.
annulment.
Split it
the
50-50, we
annulment
go on our
stage.
way.
That's
It's all
right.
good, dude.
That
All
was
good. You got
that's
out
how
before
it
the
went.
game was good.
Taylor's a question away from being like, so what actually happened?
Yeah.
Why couldn't we make it work?
Yeah. Get on the phone. Call her up. Let's figure this out right now. Yeah, anyway.
goodness.
Yeah, onward.
Anyway.
So were you nervous coming out here for the first
Nashville.
time?
Yeah, I think
Going
mostly
through a divorce, you got all
mostly
this shit going on. Like this. Fucking
Did you talk to a therapist?
Oh my
Oh, we're having
goodness.
fun. We're having fun.
Yes.
So you're in Nashville.
Yes.
You nervous?
Yeah. When I came out, it was mostly like I didn't play around town at all. did not do the Broadway thing at all. It was just I was still working construction when I came here. I got my dad to go in with me. We bought a place north of town, and I gutted the whole thing and remodeled it. And it was still waiting on it to be sold. But anyway, it got the job done. It was just, I needed to have something to do, and then I'd write a couple days a week with Carson and whoever else we were writing with. Oh yeah, there's my nice. That's what I did at work all the time. That's nice. I get it here.
Did you get one?
Oh yeah. I spent way too long.
Hip swing is wild.
Yeah, dude. It's. I don't think you're supposed to do that, but
there you go.
Oh, here. Yeah. Gotta get it. There it is. There it is.
Boy.
All right,
Okay, all right, yeah. You're a bit of a showboat, huh? You're a bit of a show. That's the second shimmy I've seen on this podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, buddy,
I see you on the internet being all feminine and shit.
Yeah. When I tell you about them hips, moving them hips, you ain't Elvis Presley.
Yeah.
Amen.
Would really turn your dad into something on this podcast.
I love it, dude.
Yeah. Do you, looking back at it now, do you think like, I was a little like, even when you go to Nashville to be a part of it, but then you kind of still stay underground with everything, like you're just doing your own thing?
Yeah, and that was a lot on account of Carson, my producer. I kind of figured it would be, I'm gonna get to town, I'm gonna play every night of the week. I'm going to Nashville, I'm gonna play and sing. That's what I'm there for. And he advised me that it was like, man, keep Nashville at arm's length, kind of, and it's like if you can get it to where Nashville wants you more than you need Nashville, then you've got a little leverage, and that's kind of like a better foot to be starting off of. So anyway, that was, we stayed underground, wrote a pile of songs. I signed a publishing deal in 2021 that was right when I spent almost 3 years just flying in and out like for a week every month or something. And I would play shows out on the road, but I was still living in Colorado, come in here frequently and write and do all that. But yeah, I didn't get moved here till spring of 21, I guess. Shortly after that, got a publishing deal. So I was making a little check for that, which was helpful. And then, doing this, supposed to be remodeling a house, and I was just playing with my hammer and playing guitar. So, anyways,
that's fucking awesome.
And then, management publishing kind of came along, with Major Bob Music, still with them. Tyler is a representative of management company, and Kyla over here, so
Tyler and Kyla
they
crush it.
come along to make sure I don't say anything too stupid, let you guys know which comments of mine we need to cut. And
I feel like you've said nothing wrong. Well, it's really me. Am I guessing that right? I'm trying to look at your eyes. I got bad eyes, I can't tell.
It seems like you built up a lot of trust with your mentor throughout all that, him kind of looking at that vision for you, because I'm sure you had a bunch of questions to be like, why aren't I going out?
Yeah. Why am I still swinging a hammer? I'm in Nashville.
Like, why am I waiting? Like, if I'm good, why wouldn't I want to get out in front of people as many as I can, as fast as I can, and kind of just trust the process with him?
Yeah. Yeah. And the way he put it, he was just like, man, a lot of times people will, like, it used to be a thing back in the 90s and before that, kind of that, you go play some bar downtown, and that was when actual industry people would go hang out. It wasn't the tourist thing that it is now. And industry people would go down to Roberts and have a beer after work and see whoever was in there playing at the time, and if they were good, it's like, heck, let's, give this guy a deal, record deal or whatever, publishing or whatever. And so it's just not that anymore. It's a tourist thing. So what Carson told me was just like, man, a lot of times it seems like people will go down there, get a gig on Broadway or, however many gigs, and you kind of just get sucked into that, and it's hard to break out of it. You don't have any time to, if you want to make any money on Broadway, you got to play on the weekends. And so you don't have any time to be playing on the road. You're not building an audience as much as, now it's basically, use TikTok and Instagram. Those are the best tools for independent up and coming artists. So that's what I was doing. I was just singing cover songs, putting them online and building an audience kind of with that, and then just stacking up songs, writing songs like crazy. Looking back on it now, there was a lot of wisdom in that, and I think it made a lot of sense, and I've tried to pass that along to other guys that I've come across that are, it's like, I got to get to Nashville. It's like, you don't need to get to Nashville. It's, you can be up here some, but like, yeah, keeping it underground. That was the other thing Carson said, like, keep a little bit of mystique about it. If you can be a guy that's, anybody can see any night of the week in town, that's like, oh, well, he plays over here on Wednesday nights, and then he plays that Riders round on Friday nights, and then he'll be over there on Saturday. Then it's almost kind of like some of the mystery and the shine comes off of it. And it's like the way it happened for me, it felt like people were starting to like be aware that I was around because of the social media thing, but they couldn't come see me anywhere in Nashville. I didn't do many riders rounds, hardly ever played shows in town. And yeah, anyway, and it works different for everybody. There's obviously no one formula for, how to make it big in country music or music anyway. But yeah, I think there was a lot of wisdom, and yeah, like you said, just the process that Carson had in mind, and it shit, I guess it's worked out okay so far.
Man, that's cool.
Yeah.
Did Carson ever sit there and be like, he's obviously been in the game for a very long time before the internet even existed. Did he ever break you down like back in my day type conversations about how guys made it?
Those are my favorite conversations.
Yeah, because it's crazy. It's like, yeah, if you want to do music, essentially what you're saying is like, you don't have to be in one central location anymore. You have the internet to boost everything.
Nope.
But if you go back to the 90s, which is all the people that are kind of giving you your influence, like, how did these cats get figured out? How did they get found?
100%. Yeah, hitchhike to Nashville and go knock on doors with your guitar and ask if you can play them a song. That's literally what would happen a lot of times. Or, like I was saying, go, get a gig playing in a bar, and then, Irv Woolsey comes in after work and has a beer and thinks you sing good, and I was like, well,
it's
let's
just
get you a deal, boy.
It's crazy how that all gets figured out. What's your thought with like, it's country music to me is so interesting right now because it seems like it's on a massive come up. And I don't know if it's the amount of access that people have, but it's like the mainstream like bro country that was kind of taking place in like the late 2000s and the 10s. That's kind of like a little side gig now with a little more EDM music. But then you have like your bluegrasses with your Tyler Childers. You got like your rock with your Jelly Rolls and your Ernest and Hardy. So there's like this obviously country genre with a bunch of subgenres.
Yeah, a ton.
When you listen to country music, is it like, this is the only kind of country music I like? Are you like one of those guys? It's like, this is to me, this is country music.
Yeah.
Or is it like, hey, there's a place for everything, which there always is a place for everything, Tyler, before you want that cut. Like, everyone is allowed to do their thing. But like, what's like, is there like a piece of you that's like, this is the stuff that I mess with, even if it's not your particular genre?
Yeah, not much, dude. I'm pretty predictable. There's not I agree. It's like, I think it's cool that it is a very wide genre right now, and there's room for a lot of different stuff. And it's cool to me too that's like, a lot of the same people that'll go to a Morgan Wallen show will go to my show, and to them it's all country music and they love it all. So I'm glad I have a spot here, and glad for everybody else that's got a spot in the genre too. But yeah, if it's something I'm going to turn on in my truck or something, it's old, 90s and earlier, usually earlier, some old Merle Haggard or something. And, George Jones. And I don't know. That stuff never gets old to me. And two, like, those older guys made so many records, put out so many songs back in the day. They'd be putting out 2 a year sometimes. And so there's always just like something that like, oh my God, how have I never stumbled on this song before? So there's always, something, even though it's obviously decades old, still something new to discover. And that always tickles me. So, yeah.
Was it hard transitioning from bluegrass to country?
No. Country was always where my heart was. And it was the teacher that we had, Marie Parks, she just happened to, bluegrass was her thing. So she just taught me and my siblings what she knew. And so we our whole family just dove into the whole bluegrass scene. We spent every summer running around doing bluegrass festivals. Almost every weekend of the summer, we'd be doing that. I missed out. I missed out on some all-star baseball teams and stuff like that. I think my parents realized even if I was okay as a 12-year-old, I probably wasn't going to make the MLB. So maybe stick with the guitar, buddy. So, but anyways, so we did that for, 10 years. We were just doing those festivals and stuff. And that was just what we knew. That's what I had access to. So I did that. But, we were still playing, country covers in our bluegrass shows and stuff. I said Amarillo by Morning was the first song I ever asked to learn how to play when I was 5. And I think my teacher said, well, that's a nice idea. Maybe we'll start with Jesus Loves Me and we can work our way up to that. But anyways, so I was always playing country songs and stuff in our shows. And that was, where my heart was for sure. But bluegrass it was a cool thing too, because it tends to be a very like family friendly genre. And, there's not many honky tonks that I could go up and do a set at 7 years old. But bluegrass festivals, they'll let you on stage for an open mic, when you're a kid and stuff. So I got a lot of practice and like an early head start on being on stage, being behind a microphone and, entertaining people, outside of just working on playing and singing, that aspect of putting on a show, got early practice on that, which I think was super beneficial for me too. But yeah, and then it was basically just when I met Carson, that was like, all right, here's my foot in the door. Now I can do the country thing that I've always wanted to.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You've mentioned Alan Jackson, Merle Haggard, George Strait, like all these guys that have had massive influence on you. Have you ever talked to George Strait? Have you ever like had a conversation with him?
Yeah, I got to.
'Cause this is the goat of all goats.
Yeah, man.
He's the man.
It's hard to say he's not. Yeah. He's amazing. What a crazy career, and and it's wild now that he's 70 some. Is he like 72 or something? I think. But he is still selling out stadiums, is ridiculous. But yeah, I got to do his charity golf tournament the last 2 years, down outside of San Antonio. And yeah, so we got to I got to meet him a little. I wouldn't say I've really had a conversation with him, but he's been very nice to me and got to talk to him, just in passing a couple times, which is cool enough for me. It was it was pretty awesome. And I got to at his little golf tournament, the last night of it, they do a big show, so his band sets up there, and they let a few, of course there's a handful of different artists there and stuff, so he'll let everybody get up and do a few songs, and then he closes out the night and sings a little set. And this last year I was getting off and he was like, man, stay up here and play some with us. So I got to hold on to the guitar and play a little backup for George Strait, which is pretty dang cool. And I've got a picture of me. The piano player took it from side stage, kind of. It's Jamie Johnson, George, awesome. And then me, and then Dean Dillon, who is the songwriter who wrote over half of Strait's big hits. Yeah, there it is.
That's awesome.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, that was pretty dang cool.
Was there ever like a starstruck moment with that, or were you pretty like,
oh yeah,
this
dude,
is just great to be around?
I'm an idiot when I get around. I told when I met Vince Gill, he was another big influence on me, and I met him out at the Opry. I don't know, it's been a couple years ago now, I guess, but I told him, I was like, man, there's not many people left alive that would make me starstruck and act like an idiot, and you're one of them, so I'm sorry in advance. And it's kind of the same thing with George, with Alan, and it's like, I don't know what to say to these guys. It's kind of like, I wish I could just be cool and just have a normal conversation, because that's like, I like that now that I've got a little popularity. It's like when somebody can just talk with you and bullshit about something, that's fun. It's like, I know there's like, I've got a lot of fans and stuff, and obviously nothing like these guys. It's like, I don't want to just be another guy saying, oh my God, I grew up on your music, you're the most amazing thing.
Like, how many times have they heard that?
Exactly. But it's like, I don't know what else to say to them.
It's tough too, because there's part of you that just wants to tell them like,
how much they
you
meant
don't
to
understand.
Yeah,
like
right.
You have had.
I'm not standing here without you being in this world.
Yeah, like
doing
you
those
truly
things.
influence my life, my direction, everything.
Yep.
And it's like, fuck, I bet fans and people say that all the time.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody says that.
Right.
Yeah. So
we had Will and I have had, we've been around a lot of people doing this job and stuff that, and it's been awesome. And I've always like kind of gone back and forth of like, when I meet somebody, do you do the photo? Do you not do the photo? Like, what's the dance that we're going to get into? Because you're basically evaluating, are we going to be friends?
Yeah.
Like, is this going to be something that like when you see us again, we're like dap up, hey, good to see you.
Yeah.
And I had a situation where at UFC, and we're sitting right next to Johnny Knoxville.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, Johnny fucking Knoxville. Like, I love Jackass growing up. This guy's a hero to me.
One of
Yeah.
Taylor's
And
guys.
I'm sitting there. I'm in my head like, I'm gonna introduce myself. I'm not gonna do something. Let him do his thing. He seems like he doesn't want to be bothered. And Will's like, hey, I can just go up to him and be like, you guys should get a photo. And I'm like, no, don't do that.
Please,
That's-
like, hey, I
please,
got
for
my
the love
boy
of
with
God.
me.
Yeah.
yeah. My young boy here. He really wants
Because
something.
in my head, I'm like, yo, this is Johnny Knoxville.
Yeah,
Like,
it's sick.
Taylor's kind of sitting there and I'm thinking, I know he sees him. Like,
Yeah.
we got to make this happen.
So we end up not doing
Because
anything.
he left early.
Yeah, and then we were at my house like on my birthday, a little banged up, just the two of us chilling.
Yeah.
We have like
Eat
this
some
long
Cold
conversation.
Stone.
Yeah, eat some Cold Stone ice cream.
Hell yeah.
And I'm like, I can't believe I just fucked that up. Like,
Yeah.
am I going to be best friends with Johnny Knoxville? Probably not. Like,
No.
is he going to give a shit who I am? Probably not.
Yeah.
But I could have got the photo
Yeah.
and just been
Have a
like,
little
bro, this
memory.
is sick. Yeah, this
Yeah.
is awesome. I got to meet, shake your hand, that
Yeah.
type of thing. And I fucked it up. That's
I
that
know.
night. That is
But
actually
it's-
that night right
yeah,
there.
but it's so hard to figure out who, is that the right move
Oh,
or is
yeah,
this guy
there's-
just
there's
gonna
Will's face right there.
Oh, yeah.
That's literally us.
Hey, and I'm looking it down. I'm like, hey, I got to figure this out.
I know when people are going up
I
to
love
Johnny and he's like doing that and he sits with his wife or girl, whoever it is,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, being a bitch.
Yeah.
I'm being a bitch
Yeah.
is basically what I'm doing. And so now I don't.
Yeah.
I've officially changed my stance.
Mike Tyson this weekend.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
at UFC this
He-
weekend.
Yeah, that's got like an intimidating aura. That goes,
Yes.
Right. But
It
like
goes
Mike
with
Tyson, when you walk into this like Dana White, he has like this room that his
Yeah.
guests come into.
Yeah.
So we like go in there.
Yeah.
And Mike Tyson's sitting there, and I'm like, I go, well, I'm gonna go introduce myself to Mike. You want to come with? He's like,
Yeah.
yeah. So we walk over there, shake his hand. He stood up.
Yeah.
Tough watching him stand up. Like, I can't believe you just fought Jake.
Yeah.
Like that.
No kidding.
But like he like shook our hand. I was like, hey, go, appreciate you, man. We'll see you later. And
Yeah.
then dip, got the fuck out of there. And it was
Yeah.
like, is that so hard?
Yeah.
No.
No, yeah,
No,
exactly.
No, it's not.
Exactly.
And so I've learned a lot in my day.
Yeah.
Learned
I'm
a
with
lot.
you.
going
It
up
is- yeah, it's
people,
hard
man.
to it's like shit, I may never be in the same room again. Might
Right.
as well just like even if you don't do the picture thing, just know that hell, I shook Mike Tyson's hand.
Right.
Said hi to him.
That's all you got
It's
to do.
pretty cool. Yeah.
Is there a person you haven't met yet that you're like, this is my white buffalo?
That's a good. Hank Jr. would be one. Hank
Mhm.
Williams Jr.
Have you met Willie?
No, that's another great one. Yeah,
That'd be an awesome one.
yeah, huge.
I mean,
Yeah.
he's like 92 years old, right?
Yeah,
And he's
Oh,
still
yeah.
playing music.
yeah, still out there.
I saw
He's-
something
I
earlier
swear he's
today
gonna
that
die
he,
on that bus. Probably.
Pro-
That's
maybe.
probably what he wants to happen.
and also that's a hell of a shout out for marijuana.
Yeah,
Good, yeah.
yeah, buddy.
Good job, marijuana. You guys kept this man functioning for so long. But there was a thing that came out. He was in Arizona for something this past weekend. He had a 7-minute standing ovation.
Yeah.
And there's a photo of him like crying.
Yeah,
And it's like, but this dude's life
it's
is incredible.
insane, dude. Yeah, that's one. I did get some friends with his son Lucas Nelson,
Mhm.
who's also great artist, great singer. Anyway, he texted me one time. Last year we were doing an old song Gary P. Nunn wrote. Last Thing I Needed, First Thing This Morning, one of my favorite Willie Nelson songs. We were covering that in our show, and Lucas texted me one day, and he was like, "Man, I showed your cover to my dad. I just wanted to know he thought you did a really good job on it, and he liked it a lot." And it's like, damn, that's pretty
That's
damn
cool.
cool.
That's what
Willie
you did the phone, you're
Nelson.
like, hey, check this out.
Yeah,
How
exactly.
sick is that?
Exactly. Yeah. So hopefully, I would love to get to meet him. Obviously,
Yeah.
that'd be, him and Hank Jr. That'd be about. I don't know, all the old guys. That's who I want to.
That's what you want.
Yeah. Stapleton was another big one. Chris Stapleton. I hadn't met him till just at the ACMs back in what was that, March, I guess.
Mhm.
Yeah. No, it wasn't. Was that last month? April? Yeah. Or May? What
May, I
month
think
is
it was-
What
yeah, it
year
was
is
May,
it?
right?
Jeez,
Been
Louise.
rolling.
Anyway, yeah, he was like, I hadn't. I'd seen him a couple times just in passing, and kind of done the thing where it's like, man, am I really gonna be another guy that goes anyway? But I went up to him. He was super nice. Him and his wife Morgan. But yeah, that was a cool one. I've been a big fan of him.
Someone that does an amazing job of doing the shameless thing, like, hey, I don't care, like I'm a big fan of you, is Jelly
Yeah.
Roll. I feel
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
he is so great at like
Oh,
giving
yeah.
the gratitude and going to people and be like, yo, just so you know, you're the fucking man.
Yeah.
And it's like Jelly Roll, and you're like, yo, okay, you're Jelly Roll, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And that's a cat that I feel like does it the right way.
I feel like a lot of those guys get to like those, some of those top guys in the genre, or in probably just in music in general, or just whatever, any kind of like level of fame. At some point, there's some realization that it's like, hey, yeah, we're all, I hang out with a bunch of famous people, but we're all just people too. So it's just like, yeah, I'm gonna go say hi. Like,
Right.
what was I just gonna say? Somebody. Oh, Luke Combs was one that was just like, I saw him I went to the CMAs for the first time last fall, and I'd seen him kind of across the room and wasn't gonna go bother him. Anyway, he ended up coming up to me and was just cool as can be, and just like, dude, I heard your stuff. Love it. You sound great. And it's like,
That's got to be a unique feeling too,
oh,
right?
yeah, dude. It's so awesome. And yeah, I've been a fan of him for a long time. So I don't know. Yeah, it's a funny, at some point you just gotta, we're all doing the same thing. It's like, you're not gonna bother somebody just being like,
industry, and it's like, think of how you felt when like Luke or somebody tells you that. It's like they're probably feeling the same thing, and you come up out of their way or tell a story about something that how you've kind of like imprinted on them and kind of influenced them. Out of all the people that you've named, who would you want to you have an actual like conversation with? If you guys are sitting down unbothered, uninterrupted, you're having a couple beers.
Oh, this is if you could have dinner with anybody, who would it be?
Oh, sure. Yeah. Man, Alan or George would be pretty awesome.
Do you have a question that you would ask?
That's a good question.
Nice.
Yeah. Nice. Nailed it.
It's just great.
I don't know. I like.
We figure out we're doing it right on this show.
Yeah. I don't know. It'd be nice to have more than 3 minutes to just
over here at this golf charity thing. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. To sit down and have enough time to sit and have dinner. It's like, I don't know. We both love this music so much. Obviously, we'd have some things in common, and it'd just be fun to even not get into a bunch of deep questions about, man, how did you handle the fame or the success or whatever it is, which I would love to ask that kind of stuff too. And and both those guys too had great family life and stuff, as far as anybody from the outside can see, and that's cool to me seeing.
Shout out Denise.
Yeah, shout out Denise.
Yeah.
Amen. And and so just little things like that, just how they navigated life, and how do you be so damn cool and still sell out stadiums when you're 70 years old. Then
they bring a Game of Thrones, and you're like, you watched that?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And you're like, oh, that's my final
fucked up season 8, right?
Exactly. Exactly. Damn, you think Shane Gillis is funny too? Hell yeah.
Dude, that is
Taylor Lewan, what is that about? Taylor Lewan said fucking in front of his kids?
Yeah, that was part of the intro.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, dude, when I threw that pitch out, it's okay. It's all right. I'm an open book. When I did that, I was telling my wife the story about the pitch, and she's in the car with the kids, and she's like, hey, I'm in the car, blah, blah, blah. I hear the kids talking, but then I get into telling the story, and I'm like, fucking honey, I'm telling you, and I just hear my daughter go, Dad, fucking is a bad word. I'm like, no, awesome. I forgot you were here. CTE.
How old is she?
She's 7. She turns 8 in July, and she's a sweetheart. But she caught me saying that one time too. So my daughter, she's always on this, like, she loves to sneak around on the prowl, like hide and try to scare. Like, I always hide around corners and scare them, so they try to get me. And she was hiding in our room. And something happened at our house. Like, and I was on some bullshit old dad stuff where I'm like, this fucking bullshit. One of those.
Oh, yeah.
And that was the first time I heard her say fucking. Because she walks up, she goes, Daddy, what? She's like hiding, and then comes out of the woodwork to go, Daddy, what does fucking mean? And I'm like, oh. And then we're trying to like pivot to duck in and all these other things. And I have this video of her, I'll show you after the show, of her being like, yeah, Dad's always like, this fucking tattoo or this fucking girl over here. And she's saying it like just the same exact inflection I do.
That's hilarious.
I ain't no running away from this one, man.
That's amazing.
Tough parent. Tough parenting, man.
Have you ever brought the family band out at one of your shows?
Oh, bro.
That's good.
If you haven't, you should.
No, I have not before. I
think that would rip.
Yeah.
Sherman? I'm being dead ass serious. Like, the fam that got together at a young age.
Why'd you get so mad at Sherman?
Sorry, he's laughing.
I'm dead ass serious. They should do that. They should do
dead ass serious. Like, if you're in a spot to where you get to this level, you have the ability to do it, and you had this family band that you guys did through church and everything else. You went off, you're doing your thing, everybody's doing their thing, and it's like you're at this point and you're so grassroots. Are you laughing back there again?
This is supposed to be kind of a comedy podcast, dude. Aren't we doing good if they're laughing?
Bro, his anger is hilarious. Hey, blame it on the back. His back.
But Like I could
But
be,
I'm saying, bro.
I could be banged up talking about this right now, but to have
Right.
the entire full circle moment to where you're at this level and the family comes back and everybody knows you because
Yeah.
you're more grassroots. Like
Yeah.
everybody's watched you grow and they know the story about you and the fam, and then the fam's playing at the concert. Like that would bring a tear to my eye.
That would be awesome. And it's just think about them, like, well, whoever's opening for you, and you looking and you're holding the guitar. You've done this 1,000 times now, and you're like, I feel pretty good about this. But you look at the rest of your family shitting their pants, like literally shaking, like, okay, there's 17,000 people here. Mary had a little
Yeah,
lamb.
exactly.
And
Get
your
that
dad's like,
up
I
out
told
of the
you,
way. Get your
baseball.
old
If you just had your arm up, like you get the whole fam there. Everyone's just
You're
going through the
getting
whole
paid
thing.
up here.
Yeah, you're getting paid. You guys want to get paid? Gotta do that. Let me see what he's doing.
Dog, that would
That would be
so
awesome.
cool.
I did have one of the times I played on the Opry. My sister Maddie, the fiddle player there, she came up and played a couple of my songs with me, sang harmony and played fiddle on it and stuff. So that was pretty fun.
Yeah.
to have her on the Opry.
How
That
was she before that?
What do you mean?
Before, like, she went up and
Leading
did
up
that.
to-
Oh, yeah. She never loved the stage all that much. If she wanted to do it, she's a better singer than I am. But she was never that big into the. I guess the stage thing. I think
Yeah.
she gets a little uptight.
A little
in
stage
the
fright.
spotlight.
It's all good to get a little
It's
stage
a defense
fright.
mechanism.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. But
No doubt.
she killed it. She did great.
You seen that Luke Combs? He does a fantasy football league every year,
Mm-mm.
and the loser of the fantasy football league has to come up on stage and sing with him.
Oh, that's a fun.
Oh,
Which
I
is
heard
awesome.
about that. Yeah,
I
somewhere.
just saw a clip. I don't know if he does
It's just
it
like
every
a
year.
bunch of his old buddies and stuff.
Yeah,
right?
and it's like all his
yeah.
boys from back Georgia,
Yeah.
wherever he's from,
Yeah.
and he gets them on stage and they have to
What
sing
does he
a
have to
song.
do if he loses?
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's
Maybe
a good question.
Quit the tour.
Yeah.
Quit
Yeah,
music
yeah.
forever. Yeah, I don't know. That's a great question.
Take all the money
That's
from
funny.
one show and give it to that show and give it to all the boys.
Yeah, to the winner.
Yeah, split it up between the
Woo!
boys.
If any of his
I'll
boys
jump
are
in
out there
that league
listening to
every
this, send
time.
them this
Yeah,
class.
twice on
kidding.
Sunday.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
funny.
Opry, dude,
Mm-hmm.
playing the Grand Ole Opry.
Mm-hmm.
I had the opportunity to walk on that stage and introduce
Oh,
a
yeah.
couple of my friends, and
Oh,
it's
yeah. Who
intimidating.
was it?
Ernest and Jelly Roll.
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah.
I went out there and did that, and I thought I'd been there before, but I hadn't. And it's like some guy showing me around about all the history that's taking place. Like you walk in, Dolly Parton's outfit's there, which by the
Oh,
way,
yeah.
she kissed me on the cheek one time. Not a big deal. We can get it
Hell
later.
yeah.
And I go on stage. There's me right there.
Yeah.
I go on stage and it's like everyone's kind of like, I guess like this is a normal thing for the Opry, but everyone's like, oh, very nice, good song. All right. There's not a whole lot of like everyone's just
Yeah.
there to enjoy the music.
Yeah.
And it's such like hollowed ground. Like were you
Absolutely.
was there a different level of nerves for that compared to something like maybe
Yeah.
last night doing Nissan Stadium?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, the first time I did the Opry, it's kept on getting more and more comfortable as I've done it a bunch of times. But the first time I was very, very uptight. I hardly remember the first time. It was just my mind was going a million miles an hour, and I think my heart was probably doing 300 beats a minute for about 3 hours after that. But yeah, there's definitely that is the longest standing country music kind of iconic show like that. It's everybody has come through there and stood in that circle and played that stage, and
The circle, bro, is
Yeah.
so crazy.
Yeah.
So on that stage they have like a circle from the original, right?
yeah,
Because it used to
they
be the Ryman.
exactly. Yeah,
It used to be the Ryman. Then when they tore it down or did whatever, they kept
well,
that.
the Ryman got flooded.
So
and
everybody, you do
I
this.
think
This is
Tyler,
your
is that
story.
right?
You're the guest. Why am I talking?
That's right. It got flooded, right? Okay, yeah. Ryman got flooded, and so anyway, somewhere along the way they built their own Grand Ole Opry house out there, Opry Mills or whatever. But anyway, yes, took some of the stage wood from the old Ryman stage and have it in there. So it's you're literally standing there where Buck Owens and Patsy Cline and just all of music history has come through there, and it's wild.
Isn't that fucking nuts?
Yeah, that's cool, man.
The history and it's just wild.
Yeah, they walked me through it before I went up and played my songs, and they asked me if I wanted to go up there and stand up there and get a picture, and I was like, no, I'm not gonna stand in there until I sing. And so I had like this weird little superstitious kind of reverence for it, kind of before I actually got up there and did my performance.
That's
I waited
awesome.
till then to walk in there.
Do you have any like pre-concert superstitions at all?
Not really. Have a cocktail, have a cigarette.
Mm-hmm. All good things.
Yeah. The only one I
very
have
healthy.
these darn tough socks. free ad, I guess. I have no deal with Darn Tough Socks. But
No
anyway,
free shout outs.
there's-
free shout-outs.
no free shout outs.
Send him some socks.
Sorry.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know a whole lot about the sock game, but go on.
Dude, they have these. There's this pair. They're white socks. It's just regular socks. They're white and they got a nice little blue and red stripe around the top. Just like kind of a classic looking old sock. And for some reason, I love those socks. And I've got to have a fresh pair of Darn Tough socks to wear when it's like a big show. It's like I gotta have a crisp white pair of those. And it's gonna be a good show.
If you don't get a
there they are
partnership
right
over
there.
that is crazy.
There they are right there.
If they
dude.
don't call with a 7-figure bag tomorrow, every big show I have.
There it is. Yeah.
My feet don't right. My voice doesn't feel right unless I have a pair of Darntail socks. Red, white, and blue for
Darntail,
America.
you do not
So I
have-
will just wink in that camera. We'll cut it all up for you. I mean, guys,
No.
It's done.
Darntail, you do not have these rights. You do not have these
Right,
rights to
yeah.
use that.
Bust with the Boys
gotta
does
pay
not.
him
Yeah,
first.
we do not give you the right to use that clip until you pay our boy and a finder's fee for busting with the boys.
Exactly.
Yeah, because that's people helping people. A rising tide lifts all
Amen.
boats.
Amen.
What's it like out on the road?
Just a good blanket
It's the-
for you
yeah,
there,
it's
dude.
good.
What's it like? Man?
It's a blast, dude. I love it.
Like,
It's
how many
kind of
times
a-
would you say you yank it on the road?
Oh, my mom's gonna see this.
Yeah,
I can't say.
for football players, there's that whole thing like Wednesday after Wednesday. I'm doing nothing. The lady tries to come up to me. It's like, sweetheart, I got to keep this pent up. I'll see you Sunday night.
Do you use a different
Fair
Darntail
enough.
sock?
I've got a special one.
This is my big show one. This is my yanker over here.
Yeah, this is the bigger show one right here.
Oh my god, dude! It's such a weird. I don't know how it's a job. A lot of times, and it is. It's a lot of work. It's tiring and it'll wear you out. But it does feel like we're still. Back in the day, we're running around in my pickup truck and a horse trailer or a van, and all our gear piled in this 15-passenger van. But it's still, now we're rolling around on a couple buses, but it's still kind of the same. We're just a bunch of idiots out here running around playing music. And my whole band is like, well, most of my band is people I've known for a long, long time. So we're like, it's not, I didn't get to Nashville and, hire some dudes in black t-shirts to do my show that I don't actually hang out with. So we've got a great, it feels like a good family vibe on the road. Everybody
That's
gets
cool,
along.
man.
We all have, it's a party every night. I don't know. I wonder if it'll ever like slow down. Cause you see older artists now or the, like Dirks Bentley, we're out with him, he wants to spend time with he's got kids, they're getting to be teenagers and stuff. So he wants to spend time with his family. He flies into the show and flies back out, so he can spend time with his family. It's not as much of and he still goofs off and, spends plenty of time on the road with his boys too. But I wonder, I assume probably at some point, I want to have a family too. And so at some point, I'm sure we'll slow down just a little bit and try to spend more time at home. But right now it's literally, I get wore out and I think I want some time off. And then 3 days into time off, I'm just like, it's time to get back out on the road again. And, just go.
The road dog mentality.
Yeah. Drink tequila lemonade and smoke cigs with the boys.
What a time.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't beat that.
There's no better
You
time.
hit 30. I'm going to let you know right now. That shit hurts.
Yeah,
That shit hurts
fair
after
enough.
that. Yeah.
I'm
27.
getting
We'll
close.
have him on in a decade and be like, I'm cold tubbing now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
my
Dude, that's
infrared
how,
sauna.
that's how it
All
goes
those
for
socks, fuck
everybody.
those socks. I don't wear those socks anymore. I'm gonna cold tub only.
Yeah. Water with electrolytes.
Yeah.
That's what
exactly.
everybody. Yeah, there's always everybody first gets the little taste of it and gets out on the road and they party hard and then they hit like 35 and all of a sudden they're carrying around a damn gym trailer behind their bus and
Right.
they got a cold plunge out there and they go find a sauna and I don't know.
We're not.
Part of me thinks I won't ever get there, but another part of me thinks that I have been 220 for a little while now and I think I could stand to lose a few. So maybe I need to do something different. I don't know.
You hold it well, dude. You're holding it
thanks.
well. I wouldn't have guessed 220. Dude, we're not doing it this year.
Yeah.
But we do a beer Olympics.
Nice.
And you would be an amazing addition to when we do the final beer Olympics. It's in my backyard.
I love it.
We drink all the beer.
Yeah.
It is.
I can get down with that.
It is a lot, bro. And it
Yeah.
is a lot of fun. Like, are you
Yeah.
you beer games guy at all, or you
Oh,
just
yeah,
like to
yeah,
sit?
yeah.
Okay, you're solid.
No, yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
What do you think you're best at? Can you slam a
I'm-
beer? Can you chug?
Yeah, not like super fast. I'm a respectable speed
Gotcha.
chugger, I
Yeah.
think, but I'm not gonna blow anybody out of the water. I'm a pretty good beer pong player.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know, but I mean, you guys are a bunch of athletes. I mean,
You saw my pitch.
I
You
mean,
can see
yeah,
what
I
we
guess,
have flaws.
okay. I think I can
see
hang
what
it.
the-
delete it. He can delete a beer though. He can delete
I
a
can
beer.
delete
I
a beer.
believe it. I
Sure, I
believe it.
didn't see you were racing to pull that clip up.
Yeah. How are you
pop that clip up real quick for the boy,
deleting
huh?
beers like that, and you're still all slim down and trim? Both of you guys.
I'll tell you.
I feel like you both. Yeah, you
I'll tell
both.
you-
You're not
Fun
crazy.
We wake up every day at 4 a.m. in the morning. All right,
Yeah.
we do our journals. We get in the cold
Yep.
tubs. We work
Yep.
out for 3 hours straight. Then we come into work. We don't sleep, brother. We just get after it. No, man, we just eat relatively okay and work out in as much as Will's back will let him and my knee will let me.
Yeah, I'm in hell right now. With
Yeah.
my low back.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I let
playing
myself
injuries.
down a lot too physically.
Okay.
So I appreciate the
He really
compliment, but
does.
I have a long road.
Sure.
A lot of progress.
You should have seen the neck on this guy when he was playing. Like it was
Yeah.
all neck.
19 piece.
Yeah.
Now we're
Yeah.
down
Yeah.
to like a shriveled 17.
Yeah. Unless
Oh, is that your circumference?
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
trying to 19.
Let's
What
go
the
take a
hell does
moment
that
for
mean?
this.
It's the girth.
So
Yeah,
this is
the
the
girth.
first event of Beer Olympics. So what we do is it's a boot, so it's 36 ounces of beer,
Yep.
and we chug it, and you
God.
do your time and your
Yes.
partner's time,
Okay.
and then you go seeding after that. First top 3
Yep.
scores get points, and then we go right into beer pong
Yep.
after that.
What are the other events? What else do we?
We'll do flip cup, beer ball. You
I'm
familiar?
so bad at flip cup.
really.
Yeah. I'm
That's
terrible.
you
at
could
it.
easily just go chick game. Don't need it.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
a lot of people. With
Yeah.
the,
Exactly.
Everyone's always like, "Oh, flip cup. Why you do flip cup? That's for the
Right,
ladies
right.
to have fun."
Yeah,
That's like
yeah,
I
yeah.
kind of fuck with flip cup. Dude.
Yeah.
I kind of have a good time.
It's electric when it you get a tight game and
Yeah.
it's going down the line. But yeah, I'm not very good at it. At
I
all.
can see
What
it's
is
just-
beer ball?
So
Beer
I
ball.
love that you asked. So you have on the table is the 4 corners.
Yeah.
You put a beer on each corner.
Yeah.
So Will and I be partners. You and Tyler be partners.
Yep.
I would throw my ball at one of your cans. Once it hits the can, he's got to start drinking his beer.
Snap it open, start drinking.
Yes, you have to retrieve the ball and put it back on the table. He can drink until that ball is back on the table.
Once you
Okay.
race and touch
Yeah.
it back on the table, I have to stop.
Yep.
First one to finish
First
their 2
one.
beers
Yep.
is the victor.
That game right there is a
Solid.
lot of room for arguments.
Yeah.
Lot of room, especially
believe
when
it.
that's like one of the later games.
Yeah.
Because you chugged that 36 ounces right there.
Oh yeah.
You
So
were- you're all different people.
Yeah.
From the moment that
Absolutely.
that ends.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Tensions can get
I can see
high.
us being blacked out at the end of the night. Be like, Zach, go play.
Yeah.
Go play some songs.
We got one. Yeah. yeah. Gets a guitar throws out. Do something. Yeah. It gets rowdy, man. It does.
I love
And
it.
It all started with like we would do OTAs. In college, we would do a case race.
Yeah.
So like after the first scrimmage every year, we would all get together as a team. You and me, a case, who could finish it the fastest.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we did beer Olympics, my 5th or 6th year in the league, and it was me and the whole bunch, all the offensive linemen.
Yeah,
We'd just
yeah.
go to my house. We would get crazy.
Yeah.
The next time we filmed it, we're like, this could be a little something right here. And so
Yeah,
we've
yeah.
done it 3 times now.
I love it.
2 times for real. We're like really taking it serious.
Hell yeah.
And then this year it was like there's too much going on.
Is it a bunch of athlete guys that you all know, or is it mostly
It's
just
athletes,
buddies and
comedians. I
Yeah.
want to say,
Nice.
Like those 2 guys, those are offensive linemen from Michigan. The 2
Okay.
girls over there, they're at Barstool.
yeah?
And then we had Shane, we had Bert
Big Cash.
Kreischer,
Oh yeah.
BT.
Oh, Bert's there too.
Yeah.
yeah.
Jelly
Yeah.
Roll. He just comes,
Yeah.
gets everybody
Dustin Lynch
high, and then we
came
had
last
Yeah.
year.
Yeah, Dustin Lynch came, who was hilarious.
Waka
Yeah.
Flocka.
Waka Flocka
Waka
was
There you
there.
go, there you go.
Yeah.
Has there been any big surprise yet that you didn't know they beard that hard?
I was more surprised that
Yeah.
Will Compton does beer hard.
Laying
I
on
was-
my back, just lifting my hand up.
I was very surprised at how bad Shane and Bert were.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah,
very
because they're
surprised.
like the
They're the boozers.
Yeah.
Like they are the guys that are come in.
Funny.
They show up 20 minutes late, respect it, do your thing.
Yeah, yeah.
We go in for the chug. Shane actually, he can chug a beer.
Yeah.
He can put a beer down.
Sure.
It's like me with the first pitch. He just,
Yeah.
the moment was too big for him. It starts like getting in his nose. Bert can drink beer all day, but can't do anything.
Yeah.
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 And Shane was playing the I'm too cool for this whole event.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah. And then,
half-assing his flip cup. Like, I don't
yeah.
care.
Not taking it
that's
serious.
bullshit.
He's doing his local.
If you guys have
Yeah.
me there, I will be going hard. I will take it seriously.
Good. So
if you
That's
could
my
pick one
promise.
partner, you could pick anybody in the world to be your partner. Who's it going to be?
Oh wow, that's a good
said
question.
anybody in the world.
Oh.
That would be solid.
Yeah. Dude, I don't know. I feel my piano player David. He's a pretty party hardy kind of guy. He
They're
can
back
put
there
down some
nodding,
beers.
Oh
Yeah, he could,
More
and
rips?
he's good at like some stupid little beer games like that and stuff too. Yeah, he could definitely.
You know what I feel like we need there
Get
is
after it.
isn't it Luke Combs who can delete a beer?
Yes,
Luke
he
Combs
can.
can delete-
Absolutely, yeah.
He did that on Rogan.
Maybe,
right?
maybe
Yeah, he-
Luke would be.
Luke would be solid.
Good
He was
partner.
shotgunning.
Yeah, he was
But yeah, it'd be
shotgunning.
nice.
Yeah.
I'd love to throw my hat in the ring against Luke when I come out
You
of
need
retirement.
some competition.
Right now I'm retired.
You need some competition
Right now
in
I'm
the
retired.
chugging world.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're kind of undisputed champ on the chug, huh?
Yeah,
it's
I've
not-
never
it's not
lost.
close.
I've never lost. It was
Wow.
funny. 2 years ago, they did the Kelsey brothers. They found out we were doing
Oh,
the
yeah.
Olympics, so they held their own event on the same day.
Yeah.
And there was a video of Jason Kelsey doing it. And
Yeah.
so the boys, shout out to my boys back there, they put our videos back to back, and I edged him out there.
Smoking. Nice.
Yeah. And Shane's always been he's a good beer chugger, but yeah, no one's really come close.
Yeah.
It's been a gift for a long time.
I love it.
For a very long time, man.
Hell yeah.
I love it. You talked about your piano player, how like these are all your boys.
Yeah.
How long have they been with you?
Dave, I've known him for 10, 11 years or something.
Okay, so we got some history with these fellas.
Yeah, absolutely. And then it's funny. So they, his brother is the bass player, and the bass player's wife is the acoustic guitar player. So it's a whole family affair. They all came up playing bluegrass stuff too. They had like family bluegrass bands and stuff. And so that was kind of how we met originally. And then they decided to, follow along and do the country thing with me too.
Mm-hmm.
And then my steel player and drummer are guys that I've met more recently. They've been, Nashville area pros for a long time, but they're, it feels like I've known them forever too. It's yeah.
Has there ever
It's a
been a
good
time
crew.
where it's like bands in a tough spot? Big arguments on the bus or anything like that? Some guys like, I'm fucking out of here. The husband and wife, they're in a big fight. She gonna show up
No.
tonight? I don't know.
Yeah. No, not really. I think probably Dave is the most problematic one. He's the best one. Everybody loves him. And then he's kind of just a child. We're going out for like a 6-day run, and he brings 2 pairs of underwear and 1 sock.
Okay.
And
Sounds like me.
so then he's like back there in my closet,
Child.
like, hey man, you got a extra shirt I can wear for the show tonight? I don't have a shirt. So like but it's all very lovable. Just like, Dave, you jackass, why do you got to be this way? But you kind of wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
too.
good vibes only. It
Yeah.
sounds like.
Yeah, it is. There's no bad apples.
I love it.
It's pretty awesome.
Are you a fan of Colorado Buffalo?
Not really.
Anti Dion guy.
What is it?
Anti Dion. You know, I'm a big
No,
Deion
no,
guy.
no, not at all that. I'm
Just fucking
a
with you,
fan.
dude.
Yeah, my sister is.
I
Though,
love him. He's great.
My oldest sister, that's still in Boulder, she hates him.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. Her whole take on it is that he's just a good recruiter. He's not a good coach. It's just, it's Deion Sanders, so people are going to want to come play for him.
Mhm.
He
And-
turned it around pretty good for that program where they were.
Yeah, that's what I think. It's just like, hell, nobody gave a shit about CU football games until
Yeah.
he showed up. I never went to one while I was there at school and stuff.
Too busy playing, man. So are you familiar with Shador and Travis?
Yeah.
And
Oh
them?
yeah.
How do you?
Yeah.
What, did you follow Shador in the draft process or anything like that?
No, man, after the football season is done, I'm just move on to college basketball very quickly, and then it's golf for me. Big golf guy. We watch a lot of golf on the bus.
I don't know how
It's
you do
so
it.
peaceful.
Who are
Yeah.
your guys? Who are your
Well, so I've become buddies with Chandler Phillips. It's his second year on tour, I guess. He played at A&M. He's he's I guess an up and coming ish tour guy. Whatever. He's crazy. He's really, really good. Chandler Phillips is his name. I actually got to that was one of the cool sporting moments that I've gotten to do so far at the Waste Management.
What a time, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
Waste
Yeah.
management's all time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got hired to do a little private gig there early in the week while the practice rounds were still going. Anyway, and so they gave us, oh yeah, there I am down there. So they gave us some tickets to sit at the 16th and hang out there all day before the show. And so I texted Chandler and was like, hey, dude, make sure you play the back nine today on your practice round. I'm going to be on the 16th. And he was like, shit, dude, I'll get you a pass. Just come walk the course with me. And I was like,
that's
I can do that? they'll let me do that. And anyway, and then I was like, well, I don't have like golf clothes. Do I need to go get some, proper attire or whatever? He's like, no, dude, wear your jeans out there. So there I am walking around in Air Forces and starched jeans and a button-down shirt like an idiot. But anyway, got to walk with Gary Woodland, who was super nice. And then Lee Hodges, too, who I guess knew who I was and was a fan of stuff, too. And he's not far from it. He lives just down in Huntsville, Alabama. But, yeah, so that was one of the coolest experiences I've done, just walking the whole course.
Isn't it crazy being in the world you're at and then having access in these other worlds like golf?
Yes.
Like, is that not mind-blowing?
It's so fun. Yeah, that's one of the, I don't think I ever really thought of that when I was trying to like make it in music, but that's one of the most fun things to me now is how the entertainment world and the sports world combine very quickly.
Yeah,
and it's badass. Like I'm buddies with John Daly now. That's insane.
How wild is John Daly?
Yeah, oh god,
the guy he's
so fun.
Fit for a straitjacket, but he's an all-time cat.
Yeah, all time.
Yeah,
all time.
What's
Johnson.
What's one thing like you gained access to that you're like, this is the coolest moment?
That's probably it. Like John Daly FaceTiming me every few days. He just will be in a bar drunk somewhere and my song comes on or something and he just calls me up and he's like, hey, he calls me son. He's like, hey son, what are you doing? And I don't know, we're just about to get on stage or whatever. And he's like, well, just wanted to let you know your dad loves you. And I'll talk to you later. It's just like, that's what I needed to hear before the show.
Yeah.
It's the friggin' best.
Dude, his story's so incredible. Like, I'm not a golf guy,
insane.
but hearing about him
being
like one of the just in case guys and then coming in and winning it. That's how like the whole thing gets started. Insane, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love
that's
what
a
a
fun one.
legend.
Yeah. And now I guess there's Cal Raleigh, Mariners star, Seattle Mariners.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, that's all good. Sorry, Cal. I know who you are.
Yeah, my bad.
He's
Cal.
like leading the league in homers right now or something.
Oh, Cal.
There you go. Anyway, I guess he uses one of my songs, Bad Luck, for his walk-up song now. And so they invited me out to one of the games. Oh, we're going to be playing up in Washington in August, I guess it is. And they invited me out to games. Cool stuff like that. I went to Mariners games when I was like 5 years old. And, so then getting to, I don't know. Yeah, it's just cool
That's
to be
fucking
kind
awesome.
of, yeah.
You got
Just
your
a little
teams.
bit
You
on
got
the
your
inside
teams.
of it.
Is it the
They give you a
Seattle
little
teams?
jersey with your name on the back. It's like, yo, this is fucking,
dude.
this is awesome.
Oh yeah, I've got my wall of shame at the house. We go play different arenas and stuff, and they'll make you jerseys. I got I don't know. Shoot, there's probably 10 or 12 so far jerseys. I got them all hung up, and they'll just say top 25 on them. And that was the year that we played them. But anyway, yeah. No, I'm not a Seattle teams guy. The Mariners, but I'm kind of so I told you when we were talking before, Lakin, my oldest sister, went to school out at MIT, so we kind of became Boston sports fans somehow, probably just because Seattle sports teams sucked at the time. So it was more fun to root for the Red Sox and the Bruins and the Patriots and stuff. So, and the Celtics. But yeah, so I don't know, I was kind of a Boston sports guy for a long time, but I'm still a Mariners fan for sure. And I'm just a Titans guy now. Brady retired, and so it's like I kind of discovered that I wasn't as much a Patriots fan as I was a Brady guy. So anyway, I'm a big Titans guy now.
Yeah, so when that breakup between Belichick and Brady was going on, your heart's torn into two different spots.
Dude.
And you're like, let's just find out who does better, and I'll go with them. Okay, smart. That's business.
It's
just
as
business.
bandwagon as it gets, dude.
So you jumped on the Tampa Bay train for a year or two.
Yeah, I did.
That's okay. Ain't nobody mad at that. That's very normal.
But now I'm a diehard Titans guy.
Die hard.
What do we think?
Do you want me to put
Cam
that?
Ward.
Okay,
Cam Ward,
he knows his name. All right,
I think Cam will be legit.
I'm very excited about it.
I hope he is.
Yeah, same.
It just, I always look at you seen the video of Shador Sanders and him working out together.
Oh, no.
And Shador, he does rap, and he's like, hey, we should make a song together. And Cam Ward's like, no, I do football. Like when you Google me, it's going to say American football on Wikipedia.
Yep.
Like he's like, that's all I want to be known for. Like having that type of mentality.
Yep.
And hearing guys talk about Cam Ward now. Obviously, we're all in underwear right now. We're not. No pads are on. No one's getting hit. But the Titans deserve it. They deserve a quarterback they can sit with for the next 10 to 15 years.
Yeah.
And be like, this is our fucking guy.
Yeah, that's what I hope.
Yeah.
And if he's good too, it'll be electric for everybody.
Yeah.
Right.
Like this dude having his shit talking, having his celebrations. Like,
Yeah.
I think it'll get everybody hyped.
Especially Nashville deserves a team that crushes. Like you look at the Predators, what was it, 16, 17, 18?
Yeah, yeah.
When they were on that
Nasty.
diabolical run for a little bit. Like the city rallying around that is unbelievable. The short stint that we had with the Titans where it was like, 18, 19, 20,
Yeah,
21.
absolutely, yeah.
It was like
Old King Henry
people are
just-
fucking about it.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's just awesome because the city is the best part about the city and the worst part about the city from a sports standpoint is there's so much to do.
Yes.
So like, why am I going to go to a
shitty
an
football
8-9
team that's
football
losing.
team?
Yeah,
and I can go see Zach Top play.
Sure.
Like it's a whole
there's
different ball
3
game.
shows a weekend at Bridgestone Arena, and yeah, absolutely.
So if Ward can be who we think he's going to be,
yeah, dude,
it'll be.
I'm
massive.
so excited for it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So when you moved here, you're just like, hey, this is my team now. Oh, Brady retired.
Yeah, kind of that, and it's just like, all right, I'm here. I'm not going to be a bandwagon guy anymore. This is home now. So
we're planting the flag.
We're just gonna
So this team goes 0-17. You're still planting the flag.
Hell yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
So
I need to get me
a
I got a Tannehill jersey. I wanted Tannehill to work. So he did. He played well and stuff, and in that little run, but just wasn't quite the. It seemed like it was going to be like he spent that little time down in Miami, and just didn't work there, and then came up here, and it was like, oh, we got the Derrick Henry thing working. This could happen,
right?
And so I got my Tannehill jersey. I guess I'll have to get me a dang. I never had a Taylor Lewan jersey. I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's all right.
Sorry.
They were available at one point. So
respect the sevens.
So you could have done it, but it's all good. Yeah, respect the sevens. Respect the sevens.
To get
we'll get you. I got a couple in the closet. I'll send you one.
Perfect.
Yeah, I'll send you one. Don't you worry.
I'll have to get a Cam Ward jersey.
I know. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, we'll see.
Hopefully,
hopefully, like you said, a long-term guy. Because, I don't know. It's funny. I'm gonna sound like a real old sports dad now. That just like how much people move around. I feel like every year I don't pay too much attention in the off season to all the moves and stuff, and so every year the first week comes around and I'm like, who in the hell is on whatever team now?
How did he end up here?
Yeah, exactly. Got to catch up with where everybody.
We got.
That's the problem with these boys, man. No loyalty.
No loyalty. Exactly.
You're not gonna take a little bit more money, huh?
Yeah. No NIL deal. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Did you make enough in college?
We got Julio Jones now.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
Julio, that's kind of nice.
Exactly.
Should we hit our tier talk?
Dude, would love to.
All right, so we all know you're a massive fan of the show, but just for the people that are watching for the first time, I'm going to explain tier talk. We are going to go honorable mention if you got it, tier 3, 2, and 1. 1 being obviously the best. The category is going to be love songs.
Okay.
You can take a minute, think about the songs you're going to have, and then we can go into it. And if you're like, hey, I got 4 or 5 that I truly don't know where to put where, you can put a couple honorable mentions in there.
Okay.
I'm going to take a quick pee.
Yeah,
and then we'll start.
Hell yeah.
All right, this tier talk is brought to you by Roe. Roe Sparks are a 2-in-1 prescription treatment for guys who need a secret weapon against softness. Roe Sparks can give us guys bigger, thicker, longer erections because they get fuller. After Roe Sparks dissolve, they'll work in about 15 minutes on average. If prescribed, new sexual partners get $15 off their first order of Sparks on a recurring plan. Connect with a provider at roe.co/bussin to find out if a prescription of Roe Sparks is right for you. That's ro.co/bussin for $15 off your first order.
Shall we dive into
Country hat on, talking about trying to make it? Tired of this 9 to 5? Hey,
exactly.
Can you close the cabin door, miss? Thank you.
Oh my God. That's such a funny juxtaposition for country music specifically, because it is like the blue collar.
Yeah, I'm out here working, music, trying to make it.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man, do I want steak tonight?
Yeah,
exactly. On this bus ride, or what's the deal?
What's in catering tonight?
Yeah, exactly.
My third catered meal of the day.
Do you feel like you'll run out of things to write about if you just keep on the trajectory you're at right now? You're like, your life's gonna get more and more awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
Like you're not gonna be doing laundry. You got somebody do that. You clean your house. I'll leave the socks there. The cleaners will get it.
Yeah.
You know?
It kind of disgusts me how quickly it's getting that way. I don't do shit anymore. That's a good question. I feel like right now it's like I'm getting older and you're just killing it.
Let's fucking go, dog.
I feel like I'm like getting older, and so like I keep on, having a little more life experience and have some more stuff to write about because of that. You know, everybody, I don't know, they start having kids or something, and they start writing, you know, kind of songs about having kids a little bit. And Luke Combs is big in that world right now. So I guess but yeah, it's a weird thing to, at least before it was like, hell, I was working construction. It's like, I can relate with the people that are listening to my music a little bit.
He starts to get a little nervous about I'm running out of material. Then just his next girlfriend's like, will you marry me? She's like, honey, it's been like 3 weeks.
Right. You don't understand. I got this writer's run that's coming up. We got to do something here.
Let's have a kid.
Let's have a kid.
Let's have a kid.
Nothing wrong with getting married in 3 weeks.
No, 3 weeks, not 5.
5 for sure.
Not 5.
Yeah, 5. My wife and I, we got engaged in 5 weeks.
No shit.
Married in 2 months.
What?
It was, yeah. We got annulled though.
No, this is your wife now?
Yep, still there.
Yeah,
She's still alive.
yeah.
We
Still with us.
Still kicking.
With us.
Much as I
Praise
try,
God.
you know what I'm saying?
Praise God.
She only fall down the stairs so many times. She just really, she can handle herself. No, we've been married for 9 years, man. It was 9 years.
College? Y'all met in college? or
No,
something,
we
or
met
something?
here.
Oh no shit.
We met here. She was in Leapers Fork, Tennessee.
Wow.
And she became friends with my mom. They stole puppies.
Oh yeah.
Taylor got drafted.
Yeah.
Yeah. Taylor was like, all right,
Yeah.
But we met, dude, and I was like, it was a whole long story. I was dating somebody else, and I'm breaking up with her. Her and I like run away to LA for 6 days in San Francisco, back down to Arizona. There's her. I'm the one on the
There
left.
you go.
And
cool.
she comes down to Arizona. I'm white with a ring, and we come back to Nashville right before OTAs, and it's like April 18th, 2016, and we're like, yo, 420. Let's get married on 420. It'll be funny. So we just go and get married on 420.
Oh my God.
And it was at this little church somewhere that's, you know, I could not get you there now, but it's like in the middle of town. It's like Vanderbilt or Belmont or one of the two.
Sure.
And we've been married for 9 years. We have 2 kids. Before
dude.
my wife's even like, we met, it was going so fast that even my wife was like, hey, I should sign a prenup. I should do a prenup. And I'm like, okay. Like I had like my financial team was like freaking out.
Sure.
My friends were freaking out.
Yeah,
But she's like, everyone's going to think I'm after your money. Let's just get that locked in so no one can say shit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you sure?
Yeah.
All right. You say so, you know? Because like I know the
In a
conversation
room with
had
all
to
your
happen.
lawyers.
Bro, it's so funny, that story. So I get my lawyers for like, and I walk into this, you know, the 18th floor of this building. It's all rich mahogany. They're pouring scotch and neat at 11 a.m. Like everyone's got a 3-piece suit on. We go to her lawyer's offices. Like they're still using filing cabinets. It's like all fucked up. I go, so who's that? Some lady, the receptionist is smoking a cigarette. She'll be with you in a minute, honey. You know? we look back and laugh at that all the time. But it was like, it took like a day and it was so uncomfortable, bro.
Yeah.
The whole thing was, I was
The whole prenup thing?
yeah, and I was like, I obviously had people tell me about it before.
Yeah.
Because I told people 12 days into knowing her, I was like, I'm going to marry this girl.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, holy fuck, dude, this guy.
Settle down. He's off his
he's
rocker.
he's done.
That's funny.
And when she brought it up, it was like a breath of fresh air, but it
No
was also
shit,
like,
yeah.
even doing the conversation was like so awkward.
Yeah.
Now it just sits in our safe, man.
Yeah.
Little prenup.
Yeah.
We'll hang him. So anyway,
Crazy.
onward.
So Tear Talk.
Tear Talk.
Yeah, Tear Talk.
Best love songs.
Yeah.
Spicy Tear Talk presented by Ro.
Top love songs, or are we talking love making?
Oh.
Because I'm more prepared for love.
That's
the
a
love making.
I did a little
different-
variety, but I don't have love making.
Mine
Let's just
are
do
all
love songs.
making.
You're
All right.
all love making.
I know my word for yours. Oh, also, when we finish our Tear Talk, we'll go around the room
Okay.
and we'll all give one word to describe how we feel about your Tear Talk.
Okay.
So mine for you is going to be horny.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
Do you want me to go first?
Go first, horny.
My honorable mention. The hamster stopped running.
You acted like you had this already. You're ready to
Because I'm
rock,
sitting here
dude.
talking
About
got
love
these
making? Because I'm ready.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
All right, my tier 3. My tier 3 is going to be
I'll go.
give me.
This is actually a first. This is a first.
My tier 3 is going to be "Give Me That" by Webby.
Do you know that song?
No.
I don't either. Can we play that for 10
No,
seconds?
yeah, yeah,
Can
let's
we-
get a little-
can we just
Girl,
play that
give
for
me
you?
that
We can't?
pussy.
Oh.
Okay, Will's got it.
Yeah, give us a little bit of it, Will.
Girl, give me that. You know you want it, girl. Don't act like you don't want it, girl. You want it just as bad as I do.
Hell yeah. That's beautiful.
Tier 2.
And that's love, baby. And that's love.
Yeah.
Tier 2, Lollipop by Lil Wayne.
I want to lick you like a lollipop.
Yes,
Isn't that
sir.
what that is?
Yeah, 100%. That's what it is.
Damn, now I need to rethink my list.
And my tier 1 is going to be
So much more
by a
fun.
poet named P.D. Pablo, Freak a Leak.
That fucking song. Every time. Actually,
Come on.
sing a little bit for me.
No, because
Okay.
I'll sing the entire song.
Do we all have the same word?
Yeah,
We all do?
Do you want it with your feet?
Horny.
in?
Horny.
Yeah.
I like
On
it.
3. 1, 2, 3.
Horny. Yeah.
Good job.
Horny will.
Started off
I love
rough,
it.
right? You taking off in that
Started
plane, you're like,
off
we're gonna
rough.
die in the first
Something
5
for the
minutes.
graphic though. We should put the new single because I think that would be hilarious. The tan lines.
Yeah, there you go. Good times and tan
Yeah,
lines.
good
There you
times
go.
and tan lines.
That's
My honorable
that's
mention,
a
Good Times and Tan
lovemaking
Lines.
song for sure, dude.
Tier 3, Webby, Lil Wayne,
Yeah.
P.D. Pablo.
Very natural plug there.
I tried to give everybody a variety
Nice.
in my tier talk.
Nice.
My first honorable mention, I have 2 honorable mentions.
Nice.
My first honorable mention is If It Means a Lot to You. That's by a band called A Day to Remember. It's about 2 people. They're in love. They end up breaking up in the end, but it's still a love song.
Yep.
Fun fact, you were married at one point. I was engaged to a different woman at one point.
Really?
Yes, we used to
Yeah.
get high in my Ford Taurus in high school and listen
Yeah.
to this song all the time. And before every game, I listened to the song.
Wow.
I would think about her and tear up and think, this bitch has no idea I'm still doing my thing out here, huh? Hope she's watching this noon game. That's what I would think. So that one's near and dear to my heart. Based on the guests we have, my next honorable mention goes to a GOAT. Toby Keith, You Shouldn't Kiss Me Like This.
Oh, great one,
Shouldn't
dude.
kiss me like this, unless you mean it like that.
Yeah, baby.
Cause I'll just, anyway,
That's an awesome song.
beautiful,
Love
beautiful
that
song.
Yeah.
My tier 3, all the sad boys out there, goes out to this one-hit wonder, Plain White Tees. Hey there, Delilah.
Nice.
What's it like in New York City? Because I'm 1,000 miles away, and tonight, girl, you look so pretty.
Bro, that is so funny because this
I'm in the middle of I'm in my tier top. Oh, the
I'm
black
sorry,
guys.
The black dudes were breaking this down and it was so funny.
These
Talking
black,
about like white guy talking about white boys and their
yeah. He goes,
their
you want to
love
talk about
song."
real shit? This
Talking
my
about-
boy been going through shit,
yeah.
and she's
What's it
1,000
like
miles
in New
away.
York City? Was he
That's
California?
Yeah. My tier 2 is going to go to Barry White. Practice What You Preach. That is a horny song. That's a love-making song right there.
Hell yeah.
And my tier 1, which
I
should
would
be
not have guessed that from the title. I don't know that song.
Practice What You Preach. Yeah. We can play it for a little bit after. I don't have his
Magic.
voice, so I can't do it.
Okay.
My tier 1, which should be a God tier, I want to take you back to April 12th, 1914. A ship cruised from Europe to USA. They said the ship
Yeah.
was unsinkable.
Yep.
On that boat was a young man who won tickets on this beautiful ship in a poker game, Jack Dawson. He met this young rich lady who was setting sail to a free land with an abusive fiance, only to meet each other on the tip of that ship. And they were flying. And a song played. And that song is My Heart Will Go On by Celine Dion.
Yeah.
That is my tier talk.
Magical, dude.
Now we'll go around the room. Mitch, you want to give us one word?
I'm gonna go sad boy, hyphenated.
Okay.
Hyphenated, diversely elite.
Say wholesome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Respectable.
Okay.
Tasteful.
William,
Beautiful.
thank you.
Yeah, it felt very heartfelt to me. You put a lot of thought into that.
That's a full
Very
sentence.
prepared. Well, heartfelt was my word.
Okay.
Sorry. Not
Thanks,
one
guys.
sentence, one word, dumbass. Okay, now I gotta go. I didn't prepare near as much, but I have mine. And I changed it just a second ago. Honorable mention will be, I went kind of weird offbeat country love songs because those are the only songs I know is country songs. Honorable mention is Let's Fall to Pieces Together by George Strait. Let's fall to pieces together
He's singing.
right here in each other's arms. It's like, they both just broke up with somebody,
Mm.
but it's like, well, what is the... alone is much better together. I think that's one of the coolest lines. Anyway, yeah, good little.
That's a good line.
Yeah, yeah. So
he's George Strait, you said?
yeah,
He's got himself a future.
man. I'm telling you, he's going to be something.
You think
He's
so?
going to be something. Yeah, there's honorable mention. Tier 3 is Job Description by Alan Jackson, which is, that song just means a lot to me because it's the whole thing is a story about, well, it's Alan on the road. He wrote it about his wife. I sleep 80 miles an hour, winding another diesel down the interstate, dreaming about my little girl's easy chair that sits beside the fireplace. And we shut her down in another town, shower up and do just what we came to do. Sing for the people, count the money and the miles back home to you. So I think that's one of my favorite little.
Yeah, it's a good element to the tear talk.
He does. He does.
I knew I was picking songs that no one was going to know. So just kidding. Some people know that George Strait song, but that's a pretty deep cut Alan song there. I love that. That was tier 3. Tier 2 is Fantasy by, I can't even remember the dude's name. It's a big deal. It's like Kendrick Lamar or something like
Pull
that.
that up.
Pull
Pull
up
it up.
Fantasy.
I love it. He's bringing some range.
You with your from your head to your toes. I wanna move from the bed down to the floor, and I wanna. You make it so good, I don't want to leave,
but I gotta
know what your fantasy. Yeah, exactly. That's
Can't
the
wait
one.
till this is broken down on a urban podcast.
Yeah.
Talking about
Don't
some
be like, your dad's gonna say
cultural
podcast, right? What the
appropriation.
hell were you talking about on this damn show?
Yeah, exactly. Up here, boy. Up here is where you
want
get
the
paid.
elbow? I don't want that. I want you to listen to that Frisson music, dude.
Yeah, that's ludicrous.
There you go.
Yeah, that's ludicrous.
Sorry, Ludacris. I called you
Also
Kendrick
was in
Lamar.
the Fast and the Furious movies, which
that's right.
we all know I'm not a fan of.
Okay. I'm with you, brother.
But anyway, sorry, Luda.
Fantasy by Ludacris. That was tier 2. Tier 1 is my favorite memory, Merle Haggard. First time we met is favorite memory of mine. They say time changes all it pertains to, but your memory is stronger than time. I guess everything does change except what you choose to recall. There's a million good daydreams to dream on. Baby, you are my favorite memory of all.
Well done.
Love that one.
That's my word.
Thanks.
Hyphenated, well done.
Just
Love the ludicrous.
hyphenated, that was really good.
Yeah.
So we're getting pretty loose with our hyphenated
get
words
loose.
over here.
My word. Poetic.
Nice.
Hyphenated, don't know any of them.
Yeah, amen. I told you.
You don't know
I told
ludicrous?
you. Yeah, you knew the ludicrous one.
Interactive.
Nice. Yeah.
Predictable for Zach.
Yeah. There you go. Hyphenated.
You stole that. I was gonna say hyphenated par for the chorus.
Yeah.
For you.
There you go.
Hyphenated free show.
Yeah. It's like I'm over here. There's zero depth to the songs that I chose. Taylor's telling stories.
Taylor
He's telling
went
stories and
deep.
singing. I'm talking about give me that pussy.
Yeah.
How to suck dick. And like take it in the ass.
Hey, man. All skills.
Do you want it in your pussy?
Magical.
You want it in your ass?
Buddy. All right, new singles out. Good Times and Tan Lines. We popped that bad boy
sir.
on in our team meeting today. Or our pre-production
We
show
did.
today.
Nice. What'd you think?
How'd you come up with that? I thought it was
You
solid.
can
I thought it was
lie
good.
to me if you need to, because I don't want to hear that it's bad. But
Can I be honest with you?
Yeah, come on.
We put the first 45 seconds on,
Yeah.
and then one of our guys paused it.
What
And
a
we're all listening
jackass.
to- yeah.
He's been fired.
And Taylor,
right?
Beeman.
Taylor made
Yeah,
the,
Jared Beeman. Yeah.
Taylor made the comment. This is 90s country.
Yeah. I go,
Yeah,
this
it's
is
very-
90s country.
It's pretty down the middle. No curveballs here. I believe the idea was Carson's actually, or he just saw it somewhere, like on a T-shirt. Half the songs we write is some dumb thing.
See it on a bumper sticker
Yes,
somewhere.
exactly. See one of these goofy stickers in here or something.
Bush
I haven't
Cheney.
seen any. Yeah, Bush Cheney. That was the first one I saw too.
That's your next
I don't
one.
know what I'm gonna. Yeah,
Beef, what's for dinner?
yeah. That's a good one. But yeah, so he saw something on a T-shirt or whatever it was, and like, man, that sounds like a song. Good Times at Tail Line. So we wrote it with another buddy of mine, Wyatt McCubbin, great writer. Yeah, just felt like it was it's all there. I could. There's some of those like titles, like Cold Beer and Country Music was another one of them that it's like, it's kind of like, how did somebody not write this already? It seems like it's just like almost low hanging fruit kind of. It's just like, that's right there.
Yeah.
How's that not been done? So anyway,
George Strait did write Cold Beer Conversations, right?
he did. Well, he didn't write it, but somebody did. I can't remember who did.
Fair enough.
But yeah, I think Dean Dillon was on that song. But anyways, yeah. So I don't know. It's just, there's no secrets here. It's just a fun, it's supposed to be a good time summer anthem song, you know.
How'd you go through the process?
It's not going to
of picking
change the world. Maybe it'll change somebody's tax bracket. I don't know.
this? Yeah. There you go.
It'll change the vibes on a boat.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
It
It
no
has
doubt
been,
about it.
we've been cranking it up already. When we've been out on the boat, it's a good boat song for sure.
Yeah.
Just the summer starting to hit heavy force. That's good.
It honestly, I was telling this to the guys while we wrote it. So we never said anything about this, but I was homeschooled from all the way up to my sophomore year of high school, I guess, and then went to community college. Anyway, homeschooled, Christian family. So like, I wasn't a very wild kid in high school or anything, or not even wild, but just like doing stuff like this. I was going to Bluegrass festivals. I was kind of a nerd. And it's worked out okay. So I'm not, complaining, but I feel like, hearing other people's stories of high school where they're like sneaking out and like, drinking with their friends all night and whatever. Yeah. Just like, I wasn't allowed to date anybody. I couldn't do anything. It was a very kind of like sheltered childhood. And I had a great time, nothing but fond memories. But I was telling the guys, I was like, this is like, I'm kind of writing this as what I imagine my high school experience should have been. Like just running around with my buddies
having
and
a good time.
yeah, exactly, chasing girls and skinny dipping and whatever. Anyway, I was being a nerd and trying to learn to play guitar like Tony Rice. So
you've definitely picked the right path instead of just chasing
it's
girls.
it's worked out okay.
Yeah.
Like I said, no
when you got to Colorado,
yeah,
did you find yourself going through like a rebellious phase at all? Like being in this like kind of, it sounds like a sheltered life, can't go out, can't date people, then you go around. There's girls walking around.
Yeah, I really wasn't. I was still fairly like I got drunk with my college roommates a bunch. So that was fun, but I never did anything very crazy. I still don't. Still have.
What was the most amount of trouble you got into in high school?
In high school, well, I was dating a girl that we weren't allowed to be dating, so whatever, we hung out.
Secret.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh, a forbidden love.
Yes. Dude, yeah.
A Romeo and Juliet situation.
movie.
I was texting this girl too much, and so my parents took my phone away. It was like a solid full summer of just nonstop warfare with my parents over this chick, and she would like. I didn't have a phone. I didn't have my own car, so I had to borrow one of my parents' cars to go anywhere. So she would come like drive to my street at like 2 a.m, and I would sneak out the basement window and run up, and we go park her car in the sand dunes and make out.
What would you? Oh yeah. Make out?
Yeah.
That's it.
Feel some boobs.
Yeah. Dude.
Some over the pants. Some over the pants stuff. Yeah, dude. A lot of heavy breathing. Fog windows.
Yeah.
Let's go.
A lot of breaks to wipe off your mouth.
Yeah, man.
God.
There's
just the denim of your pants absolutely giving you a callus underneath. You're just like, my God, please.
That's
do something to it.
What a feeling, dude. Those were the days. Life was so simple.
Being in high school and meeting somebody and being like, wow, maybe something can happen here.
Yeah.
Is maybe the greatest rush any human being will ever have in their life.
Wild.
Everyone remembers their first time. Everyone remembers like making out for the first time, doing anything.
No, like
dry
humping.
Yeah, exactly. Let's just rub our pants together and just feeling a little booby over a shirt, man. God.
Just going home with the...
Yeah.
Go ahead, finish.
You're just going home with a emptied nut in your jeans.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
And like at first you're upset about it, but then eventually it dries. And you're like, I guess I'll wear these again.
That's
Cool. Yeah.
Throw this in the hamper, hide it under some clothes.
That's what I was about to say, because mom's doing laundry, so I just bury that thing down in there.
Oh, this must have been there for a while.
Oh gosh,
Dude. Yeah, some of those just sitting there watching a movie with a couple girls and just you're like just pressing against their thigh. Like they don't it's gonna activate something crazy.
Yeah.
Like you feel that, you just pressed out, catching a cramp. Yeah. Man. Those are the days. Write a song about that, dude.
Yeah. This is it, dude. This is the song. This is it.
Blue
Good
balls.
times and dry humping.
If you relate to anything we just said, this is the song.
Right. You want to go back to high school when you used to fuck up your denim pants? Zach Top's Good Times and Tan Lines is the song for you.
No, that's a new
You guys
single.
can have that too if you want. You can
It's a
take
new
that.
shit. It's got to be called Blue Balls.
Got to.
Got to be called Blue Balls.
Yeah, I'm blue for you.
Yeah.
Dabba-dee, dabba-da.
Oh my goodness.
That's fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should. We can anytime you want to have a brainstorm. We're here. We're here for you, man.
Yeah. You already asked about it when I start running out of material to write about.
Yeah, we'll just tell you about our high school situations.
Which text me a couple high school stories.
Yeah.
Getting
a little group chat. I do kind of want to ask him the question, but I feel like Tyler's gonna get mad. One of the OG Bussin questions.
Would you cut your dick off for a Super Bowl?
No, when he lost the V card.
Is that an OG question?
That's how we used to start.
It's more like
the first time you
yanked it.
Feels like it's not the show.
Yeah, we've grown.
We have.
We've grown.
We're
adults. This is a kid show.
Kid show. Yeah.
Family friendly on here.
No,
you can ask you more.
No, I'll stay away from that. Dude, this has been
It
awesome.
was a long time ago.
Bud Light question. Bud Light question.
Oh, it's right.
So you know how people would do anything for a Bud Light, an ice cold Bud Light. What would Zach
allegedly?
What would
No.
No, my bad.
Anybody will do anything for a Bud Light.
Anybody and everybody
would do anything for Bud
Yes.
Light. What would Zach Top do anything for?
Kids and family.
Yeah, I know. I already got the breakdown. I already got the rundown.
Oh, okay,
dude.
I wonder what the notes
prepared,
are like.
Okay.
I wonder what the notes are like that come in for our guests.
It wasn't hardly anything. Tyler just texted me this morning and said, just type that question and said, can't say family. And then he told me to prepare a list of songs, which I kind of did. And that was it.
That's awesome.
But yes, what would I do anything for? I want to be better at golf. Just there is, other than parking girlfriend's car in the sand dunes and making out all night, the best feeling in the world is just hitting a flush golf shot. And if I could just hit the ball flush every time, that'd be amazing.
I like that answer.
Yeah, it's kind of boring.
No, you rounded it out nice.
Yeah, I really
be better at golf. I was like, all right.
Yeah, it's pretty boring. No, I got just hitting flush golf shots. I want to have that energy. I kind of have that energy on a pool table. I'll hustle some people on a game of pool. Mm-hmm. Lately, somehow a TikTok video got posted. Some dude after a show came up and asked me to play pool for $100, and I beat him and took his $100. So now, if fans see me and I'm playing pool somewhere, they'll come up and play me for $100, and I don't believe I've lost yet. So I just love the energy of, and I'm not that good. I'm not like great. I played in a pool league for a little while. I played in a pool league for a little bit. Look at that.
Enough.
See, that one was for my music video. I had to miss that on purpose. Did you see how nicely I missed that?
You had to do that on purpose?
Yeah. For my, it was Bad Luck. The music video for Bad Luck. Look at that thing.
Is that, how much did that piss you off?
A lot, dude. Oh, it hurts. It was an easy shot too. But yeah, no, just the energy of like being able to hustle somebody out, just taking somebody's money at anything. And golf is a really fun one. I love taking people's money at golf, and I hate getting my money taken in golf.
If you could play golf against one person, who would it be?
I feel like just like play around with somebody cool.
Play around for money.
Probably John Daly.
Well, yeah, but then
John
I'm gonna
would beat
lose.
his ass.
Yeah, Well, yeah. So I just pick like the worst player I know.
All right, well, yeah, pick somebody.
No, you love taking money from.
Somebody that I love taking money from. Owen Punches, my sound guy. He got a little cocky attitude on him. So a bunch of the guys in my you're not gonna find Owen punches on the internet. I'm sorry. Anyways, so Dave, the piano player, Jimmy, the bass player, and Owen, my sound guy, have all kind of started getting into golf. So they like to go out and golf with me. I'm not very good. I'm like a 8 handicap right now, I think. They're horrible. They're like a 40 handicap, all of them. So we would play, they would do a 3-man scramble against me, and we'd play for $100 on the whole match or something. And I went through a stretch where I was playing the worst golf of my life, and they beat me one time, and I had to pay them. That was the absolute worst. And then we went out and played like the next week or something, and I started talking shit because Owen's the biggest shit talker in the world. So they won that one time. And mind you, if this guy played by himself, his own ball, he'd shoot 175. So anyway, and they're beating me in the scramble. And he was talking a lot of shit. So then the next time we played, I was like, all right, Owen, just put your money where your mouth is, buddy. We're playing for 200 today. And, you know, which is big money, I know. Anyway.
Hell yeah, it is.
Yeah. And, anyway, and then they beat me again. And so now I'm just in the 7th circle of hell with shame and disappointment. And then a third time we go out and play, and now I'm talking a lot of shit because I'm just like, yeah, you got lucky twice, don't worry, it's not going to happen again. Lo and behold, they beat me a third time in a row. And then Owen just got a little out of hand, and he starts talking about how he's going to beat me playing his own ball. And I was just like, dude, how delusional do you have to be that you got lucky 3 times playing a 3-man scramble versus me, and now you think you're going to beat me playing your own ball? And so then we played, and I beat him. But anyway, it just felt really good after all the shit talking, all the shame and disappointment.
It seems like they beat you down mentally so much that it's what you would do anything for is just hit flush golf shots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your boys have mentally gotten you so bad.
Owen is so deep inside my head.
This and be like, hey, we won the war.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah.
Owen needs that clip.
Yeah.
Would you do anything for it? Beat my friends, basically.
Yeah.
Because they keep beating me.
Take Owen Punch's money at golf.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
How much did you, so you played for 100?
Yeah.
Lost. 200. Lost.
And then 200 again.
So that's $500. Would you and Owen play for 1-on-1?
I think just 100, and we only played like 5 holes or something.
Oh, so you're still in the hole.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I don't know how you come back from that financially.
No, it's
Bussin,
I need to start a payment plan or
we
something.
Do loan, yeah, we do loans.
Loan deals, nice.
Interest rates are high. I'll be honest. Inflation, tariffs. You know how the whole game goes right now.
Man.
But yeah,
it's
we've got some stuff out there for you.
It's tough out there. Yeah.
Before we get out of here, is there anything you want to promote? Say, give a shout out to somebody.
Yeah.
You've got it.
The new record coming out. Obviously, the new single came out on the 9th. Yeah, today.
Yeah. Today is where we're recording.
And then, I've got a new record coming out August 29th. I promised the people a summer album, and I barely made it. But we've got it. August 29th. The record will be called Ain't In It For My Health. Which I think is pretty funny. It was kind of it's a line out of one of the songs, out of the first song on the album. But it's kind of like a little, oh look, the image is already out. Shit. Oh, I guess that was getting posted, getting announced. So yeah, that's that. Ain't In It For My Health. It's kind of like a little, I'm here to stay, statement, you know?
Yeah.
It's like I ain't a one-hit wonder sort of thing. Anyway, so yeah, new record. Excited about that. 15 songs. Well, you got one of them today. 14 more.
14 more songs.
Yep.
Is there a song on that album that you're like most proud of? That you're like, I hope people love this one.
There's a few. Obviously, I love all the songs. I wouldn't have put them on the record if I didn't. But yeah, there's like, I'm a little older now than like the stuff on the first record, and there's like a couple more life sort of songs. And I think there's a couple of those. There's one called Between the Ditches. That I think is going to be, I hope is going to be pretty powerful. I think it is. Hopefully people resonate with it. But yeah, I don't know. There's a bunch of stuff on there that I'm really, really excited about. And it's kind of, it's same old me. It sounds like the same artist, but I think the music has matured a little bit and it's moving forward. And yeah, it doesn't sound like just, same old bland.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Jack, you have something?
I do have a question, and I think the people would like to know this. I'd like to know this. Excluding yourself, who are Zach Top's top 3 live touring acts currently?
Oh, nice. Jake Worthington. He's a guy that's been out opening some shows for us. He is phenomenal, one of the best singers, and as country as cow shit. He's hilarious. I love that dude. I'll say Dierks Bentley. I'm not trying to just plug who we're on tour with right now, but we're on tour with Dierks Bentley. He's just hilarious. His whole show is kind of a comedy routine and a big old bit. That's what he said. He says there are no hits, there are only bits. And so it's, I don't know, his show is just very entertaining to watch. Super funny. And Chris Stapleton, probably. He's just, I don't know. I love in the age of like, guy, and I ain't knocking it, but like there's a lot of guys running around with a wireless mic holding a red Solo cup, singing their songs, and he just stands up there behind the microphone and holds his guitar or plays his guitar and sings and captivates people with that voice. I don't know, it's cool. I love Stapleton. And just badass songwriter obviously too. But yeah.
2-part question as well.
Yeah, come on.
Is there anything the fans can expect in the future of a potential Zach Top Billy Strings album?
Ooh, that's a good question, man. We had so much fun doing that little mini project together. I love Billy. For some reason, he seems to be able to tolerate me too. It's fun to he inspires me so much. It's like, I don't know. Sometimes it can feel hard every time I get around him, it's like, God dang, I need to go practice my guitar. I need to go practice my singing. He just makes me want to be better. It's not at all it's like, oh, I'm not as good. It's just like, it's a very positive type of, damn it, I want to be better. And so I love every time I get to be around him. Nicest dude in the world too. But yeah, we will do more things in the future together for sure. I don't know exactly. Yeah, I don't know exactly what it's going to look like, but yeah, love being on shows with him and stuff and making music together. We'll do something.
I am the people.
I am the people.
The people want that. That's
I am the
damn
fans.
sure.
I speak for them.
That's awesome.
Brother,
Shout out Billy Strings.
Yeah. Hell yeah, Billy Strings.
Come on the show, Billy.
Yeah, Billy.
Dude,
It's a large time.
you are
Jack
crushing it.
Thanks,
And
man.
it's been an honor to have you on the bus.
Appreciate that.
Especially
Thank you guys
you're
for having
young.
me.
People are starting to love you. You're ascending
Thanks.
right now. Hope the
Thanks.
album crushes. Wish you all the
Appreciate that.
success.
Hell
We will
yeah.
all stay in touch.
Hell yeah.
Especially when you bring the fam on
Amen.
and you hit the Bluegrass. But
Hell
get the
yeah.
old family band back
If I
together.
get him convinced to do it, I'm inviting you to the show.
we can do
Will.
we can do the introduction.
Hell yeah. I love it. Hell
We'll
yeah.
MC the event.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I need to do. Yeah.
Plan
Need to
it.
have you come do your introduction for me on the.
I'll do that.
When we're
Yeah.
playing
Yeah.
Nashville or something.
Just,
It'd be
I'll even do it
magical.
for free. Well,
Hell
the first one will be free. And
Yeah,
then once you see the pop,
Then once you
Yeah.
see the pop.
give you one like a
I love
heroin
it.
deal.
Yeah,
First
yeah.
one's free. Let's get you hooked real quick,
Amen.
Get you hooked on everything that's going on. Yeah, dude.
Amen.
We've done so many podcasts, and
Yeah.
every time we have somebody on that we don't know,
Yeah.
there's always this little anxious worry. Hopefully the DS wants to talk, have a good
Sure.
time.
Yeah.
You've been that, brother.
Well, thanks.
Like, it has been awesome to hang
Appreciate
out,
it.
hear
Yeah.
your stories, and
Thanks.
it's going to be cool to see your success in the future.
Appreciate
Just
that.
keep on going.
Had a blast with you guys.
Let's give
We'll
Zach
see you at the Beer Olympics.
Yeah.
2026. You're
We
in?
will be
Yeah,
blacked
hell
out.
Shake on it right now.
Yes.
Blacked out.
Done.
Done.
You guys are gonna hate us, dude. We're so bad at scheduling. We're gonna be like 3 months before. We'll be like, can you guys do this? But you guys see the tour. And it's like he said he would. So he's gotta fucking do it.
He's gonna find some new material.
Yeah. Let's give Zach a round of applause.
Thank
What
you,
a
guys.
great time.
Thanks.
Incredible, dude. Appreciate you. Appreciate you coming on the bus. You
Yeah.
have an invite forever. Big
Thank
hugs.
you guys very much.
Tiny kisses.